It's showy.
Welcome to the imminent broadcast of the Greasy Conversation talk show.
Imminent.
I know,
All
I
right.
love that word.
That's right.
We did it.
It's that time. It's Greasy time. Hey, it's season 4. Yay, season 4. We are here with... Wait a minute, let me make this more sense. All right, you guys. We are here with Jordan, Best Grim on one network,
Yeah.
JJ Best Grim on Instagram,
Yeah.
Googleable all these ways, but most important, and that's my new is and. Just throwing in extra
I
ands.
love that,
That's
was.
a good
That's
Hashtag.
very smart.
I love it when people compliment my
Yeah, dog.
Hashtag faded and elevated is a good way to find all of your grooviness, like consolidatedly.
Yes, it is.
Consolidate, folks. If you're not consolidated,
If you're not
Good.
consolidating your grooviness, then
yeah,
no one knows what you're doing.
We keep it simple, stupid.
it's a bad
it's the kiss
sponsor.
method.
Like lead in. Now we've got the consolidators.
Hey, it's all right.
These
It's
people
fine.
consolidate.
There's nothing wrong with that. I dig it, actually.
Nothing wrong with
You
consolidation.
Simple.
Support those who consolidate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show, season 4, episode 3.
You know what it is.
Trace.
But most importantly, on Greasy Conversation, most importantly on RadioVegas.rocks, because you're going to hear various sponsors, and all of them you mention RadioVegas.rocks to, and it's good for everybody.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. Where to start? Where to start, folks?
Yeah, you can see our news document live by going to waz.lol, checking on this episode. There's a live news. You can party in with our news. built in.
Party.
You can join us.
All right. Let's start with a heavy subject,
Uh-oh.
but with a little spin on it.
Okay.
Right. So it's not so serious, right? You know, climate change is a big deal. Sometimes you hear about it in the news, sometimes not. Usually people are arguing over if it's actually happening or not. Whatever. All right. It's
Whatever.
Not what this is about. Now, this Oxford scientist or Oxford professor has a different theory about climate change. And it relates to aliens and not what you
Yeah,
would think.
don't throw this away right away, you
Yeah,
guys.
because you would think he'd be like, oh, aliens are terraforming the planet. And I'm like, no, they already made that movie with Charlie Sheen in like 1992. All right,
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. All right, the badly CG aliens have backwards bending legs and they jump. All right, it's really cool.
Don't throw this baby out with the bathwater, though, because we've got
Yeah.
some details here that'll make you think a second time about this.
Yeah, so
Dudes.
his theory is that aliens are abducting people and blending their DNA with ours to save the human race from climate change.
It's why
That's the
people
gist of
are running faster and stuff, for sure, I promise.
Yeah, totally. So all the Olympians, like aliens.
Yeah. Well, it's just alien DNA. We're not saying that anyone in the Olympics is an actual extraterrestrial. We're just saying that some of them may contain extraterrestrial DNA.
Yeah.
That's not as implausible.
100%.
For sure.
They are. There's no way all these. They're human.
That swimmy guy, Captain Swims. Remember what I'm saying?
Oh, Captain Bong hit.
Yeah, that swims
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's the Olympian I know. You know what I mean?
Captain.
Are you talking about Michael Phelps?
Boom.
Yeah, Captain swims a lot. Bong hit.
Yeah.
Swimmy Phelps.
Yeah. Swimmy Phelps.
Yeah, like people like that who just come in and like break every record right away. Well, not right away. I mean,
crazy.
they've been training for, but once they hit the Olympics.
This article
just, like,
needs
kill
more
it.
pictures.
Yeah, it does. The first one is like really, it's just the typical like gray alien thing that we've been hanging on to since.
I don't know. This
I
one
don't
looks a
know
little
when
bit
that-
more Pirates of the Caribbean than the
It
typical
really.
one.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
Wait, let me aim this at you.
That
is
is
that-
exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah, it could be a pirate hat or a UFO. It could be space pirates.
That's a pirate
It
hat
is a
UFO.
space pirate, 100%.
Yeah, Ted Cruz was right.
Oh my god.
Ted Cruz was
Yeah.
right.
He had a vision.
So you're used to being in the other studio, right?
Yeah, so all this is like foreign.
What time do people catch you? Perfect plug integration.
Oh, absolutely. Saturdays at 4, Mondays at 1.
Saturdays at 4, Mondays at 1.
Feeding elevated.
So besides this, there's a few other details to this story that are
Yeah, let's get into why this is cool.
maybe like more unbelievable. Is that there was actually a conference called the Alien Abduction and Environmental Issues Conference. And there's enough people that go to it to
Yeah.
make it a conference.
Well, I mean, it's
Which
pretty...
is insane.
No, because we're going to have these eventually. We're eventually going to have some alien environmental issues, right? I mean, I'd like to think so eventually. So at least like extraterrestrial, like when we start messing with other planets, there's going to be environmental issues like can't drill next to that methane puddle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that wouldn't be like alien abduction
Okay.
and environmental issues.
There's
Maybe like
words I'm leaving out of that.
yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, eventually it'll be like
We're talking about environmental issues, dude, just to alien abductioning.
yeah. Which is a weird conference. Like, how many talks were there? Was it just this guy?
That's a good question.
That is a good one.
Like,
How much was this discussed?
and like, what other subjects? Like, why are aliens abducting people to program them to ruin the environment? And that's their way of terraforming the planet? Damn, man. I mean,
See, I don't even think maybe they want to abduct anybody anymore. They're just terrified. They're like, yeah, I'm going to waste. It's just a waste of time.
yeah, they're like these fucking.
They close their doors. They button up all their windows. They over it.
Like,
they don't want
can't
humans.
get through doors and windows,
Yeah.
but they can like pull you out of the fabric of time so
Yes.
that you're driving along
And you're
one
just
highway
like,
and
and you're just sucked out automatically. You have no idea.
they're talking about like when people are like just on America's empty highways or in rural England and they're like their clock is suddenly 2 hours different in their
Yeah.
car because they're just taken out of time for a
But,
moment.
you know,
Yeah.
but like, what's fun is if you watch any of those, like back when they used to have a lot of those, like the reenactment shows.
Yeah,
You know,
that was
like,
a popular
and,
way
like
to
the
do
unresolved unsolved mystery style.
it. Unresolved mysteries.
Unsolved, but it was like that
It's
style.
unresolved. Damn it. I love it.
It was that style, but like the key was that people would always be driving down the highways and it's dark, and then they see a light, and they stop their car and get out. And that's
Oh,
when
yeah, I
they grab them
forgot they do.
because the aliens can't get them through the windows.
Don't get out of your car.
Yeah.
Aliens
Right?
can't go through glass.
Oh man, technology can.
That's the takeaway. So we want to make sure that every episode has a takeaway that you can share with your friends and therefore be an informed citizen and, citizenly inform, takeaway. And there's your takeaway.
What the
Aliens
hell
can't
was-
get you through glass.
What the hell was that movie with Charlie Sheen? Was it The Signal? No, The Arrival. That's what it was called, The Arrival.
Ah,
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that in a while, it holds up, man. You get to see like Charlie Sheen back before he was super crazy,
I was going to say.
what
and he's just crazy in the movie.
you want to do is watch the movie Contact, but with the sound muted and play the sound from the movie Signs.
Yes.
Yeah, so you hear
Absolutely.
swing away and like all this weird Mel Gibson religious stuff while you're watching Contact and like a sphere fall into like a glowing.
That seems like a kind of weird
It's the
Dark
new-
Side of the Moon,
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
It's the new one of those.
I love it.
nice. All right. How about our favorite type of news, meth news?
So wait, the takeaway with this thing really was that this guy talks a lot about legit climate change science, but then says that people got alien DNA to deal with it.
Yeah.
So like if you just peel off the one crazy layer, it's all a bunch of actual truth. So maybe it's like just a way of wrapping truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe like a little hope nugget. And he's like, "Oh no, we don't have to worry about it. Aliens are saving us."
And that sounds so preposterous that ideally I think it's supposed to make you think, hey, if this is the preposterous way we can hope for this, maybe we should find some legit ways to hope for this to be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If we're only counting on alien DNA, maybe we should like hedge our bets with some other moves.
Exactly. I love it. Hedge your bets.
Hey, thanks for stream checking on the phone. Sometimes some people get like, well, you're on your phone, but you're like socialing it up on this.
Yeah.
You're like working.
Yeah.
And it's for this broadcast. Tell your friends, you guys.
Absolutely. absolute. I shared it as well.
Yeah. So you were saying there's meth news,
There
Oh, yeah.
is.
which is absolutely my like least favorite chemical.
Well,
Yeah,
of course.
but
It's
it is
terrible.
my favorite type of news.
There has to be a reason why.
I just think it's like the weird meth news that pops up is just kind of funny.
Disorganized thought, you guys.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
this
the
one.
number
So
one symptom that's going to trip you up
3 Georgia women.
till your
bought-
teeth fall out.
So
Sorry.
3 Georgia women bought a box of Legos from a consignment shop, right? Just a little innocent box of Legos, maybe for their grandson or a neighbor
Perhaps they're Legoists.
kid, a neighbor child. And
Those child neighbors.
upon giving it to the kid, he opens it and finds $40,000 worth of methamphetamine.
40 G's, yos.
Yeah.
40 of them.
And immediately afterwards, he built a life-size replica of planet Earth out of Legos.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is amazing.
Wait, how long did it take him?
I don't know, a couple days at least, but
Wow.
yeah,
Why
pretty
don't
impressive.
they show that picture?
I was going to say, this is not included.
Thanks,
No.
Fox. This is why Fox News sucks. You heard it here first.
This is-
Yeah.
I know I'm the first person to really branch out and say anything negative about Fox News, but you couldn't get a picture of the stupid thing you're reporting on?
That
This is
didn't
a
happen.
Getty Images of Legos.
Yeah, just like a kid holding Legos. Yeah, but no,
Thanks.
I mean, no, they just turned the drugs in, of course, to the authorities, and then the authorities did all the drugs.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm sure that still happens.
yeah.
No, they got way better stuff. You guys, even rural law enforcement doesn't do meth. And there's so little else
you're
to do.
probably right,
That
but-
tells you everything you need to know.
I would think it
You're all,
depends on. I would think it depends on where you're located.
Which kind of rural?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
Hopeful.
either
I
like,
think it is definitely geo-targeted for sure.
it's either like meth or heroin. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Oh man. But just like how long was this box of Legos sitting in this consignment shop
No kidding.
on the shelf, like filled with meth?
Yeah, it's probably like expired. That's
Yeah.
my concern. You guys make sure it's not expired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do meth, don't do expired meth. It's terrible.
Don't do meth.
Yeah, I mean that too, but no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
no buts.
All right, all
Check
right,
the
all right.
expiration date.
Yeah.
Don't do meth.
Okay, okay, all right.
That would be
Yeah.
a lot safer if people would, if the government really just, even dastardly things that should be illegal, if there was at least government intervention to make sure that it was pure.
Well, right. Well,
like,
yeah, right.
If you had absolutely pure meth, you absolutely still shouldn't do it. And it's still like the whole reason why Adderall is that chemical plus another one that's supposed to balance it out. And that's still bad for you. And still people that swear by it are like, I wouldn't take it all the time or nothing. You still
Right.
got to take breaks from
Hell of
it.
addictive,
I don't know how
yeah.
people prescribe this.
For real.
And that's the balanced one. So if you're taking only one half of that
Mm-hmm.
and throwing your whole brain's clock and how it syncs with other people and how you process thoughts in the right order out of whack, that's bad enough. But then you have like Drano eating holes in you and knocking your teeth out, thrown in there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that
too.
sounds so fun.
At least have a clean damage to your body that's permanent. So
Yeah, all right.
it's like tattoos then. It's just tattoos
Yeah, right.
on the
Yeah,
inside
just-
of your
just
brain.
Brain tattoos, yeah. I love it.
Boy,
That was so good.
learn and grow, everybody. Tell your friends.
Brain tattoos. That's
All
the
right.
takeaway from that one, folks.
Brain
Yeah.
tattoos.
All right. So this is just kind of funny. It's a parody website of Joe Biden's campaign is outranking the official campaign page on Google.
Of course it would.
And it's just kind of hilarious, like some of the stuff. So where it sounds like really, well, here, just some quotes from it's joebiden.info. Joe Biden has a good feel for the American people and knows exactly what they really want deep down. He's happy to open up and reveal himself to voters and will give a pounding to anybody who gets in his way.
A pounding.
Oh, no.
So it's just kind of like jokes like that because there's been all that stuff about Biden being touchy
Of course,
feely.
it's this picture.
What is it? The angry one?
This is the pounding.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
pounding.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's getting ready to
no.
pound everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Who's in his way?
That's his
He's not getting
pounding
ready.
face.
He's not getting ready to pound everyone. Only everyone who's in his way. All right. So
That's what the pound sounds
Isn't
like.
our life a parody at this point, folks?
It's most certainly is.
Okay.
No, it's just our nation is a parody of like actual nations.
Oh my land, I love it.
Like they're all copies of us, but like we just left it on the table, whereas they've like improved on things. We just figured out loopholes of our things.
Yeah, we're just like, these guys who wrote this document like 200 years ago, they knew what they were talking about.
Except this part.
And they could predict the future, so
Yeah.
we're good forever.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't amended anything in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a long
A
time.
hot minute amendment.
So
Amend minute. That's where I was going.
yeah,
Well, I think it's funny. I'm reading here that Mr. Biden spent $360,000 on his Google platform. So he's spent all this money.
On stuff that Google bots just like sweep up anyway, depending on this is like, oh, I'll submit things to Google for you. Like you can just follow a free instructions to do in
Right.
14 minutes.
Exactly. Bless his little heart.
Yeah. Gotta get that sweet Google
got to get that
submission
campaign.
money.
What if you like paid someone to like set that up too, like, so it cost them even more?
Get me on Google.
Yeah.
How do I show up on Google?
Oh my God.
Oh man,
That's the best.
it's tremendous.
Hey, is it time for the submarine of knowledge?
It is.
I hope I didn't
Well,
cut off
not-
any Biden time.
Not really yet. We're not really going to knowledgeable territory. Just
Great.
exactly great. All right, so this can only happen. Everyone's going to guess where it is. It can only happen in Florida.
Submarine of malcontent.
A couple gets pulled over
Yes.
after blowing through a traffic stop, and cops question them like, "What are they doing?" They mentioned they were They were trying to find lizards and turtles or some shit under this bridge they were just under.
Oh man,
just
you've
a ways
got
back.
more than one of these. Is part of what's great. There's like I've just figured out which one because part of this is a game of like which news I'm gonna pull up.
Oh yeah. So the cops had to check it to make sure they didn't have any protected species. So
This species was particularly protected.
the woman pulls or like opens her backpack and she has 41 turtles. I think they were those little tiny turtles. Obviously, I don't know how you'd fit like 41 larger turtles in a backpack, but 3-striped turtles they're called.
They weren't human sized.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I love it.
And then the cops ask if she had anything else. And
Just you wait, boys.
she pulled an alligator out of her yoga pants.
Boom.
A foot-long alligator.
A foot long.
Yeah, a whole,
Like,
a
yeah.
whole foot of alligator for sure.
Why don't they show that in the picture?
This is it though. This is the actual alligator.
That was in her damn pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got this one right.
Y'all, this
The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office posted the photo of the pants alligator. That kind of protection though. You get that Florida crotch protection.
Like, are the cops just doing it to be nice though? Because you're hiding a crocodile or an alligator in some yoga pants.
Well, you got to keep it damp.
You weren't hiding it. You know what I mean?
I know. It's all flopping and chomping around.
Like, so we're gonna ask you one more time. Do you have any other animals?
Imagine,
All right.
Imagine what it must be like to go down on someone that's familiar with keeping a whole alligator in their pants. Like you got to work hard to compensate for
I
that.
will not. I refuse to imagine such a
You'll
thing.
get salmonella for sure. You know, like you're supposed to wash your hands after handling a reptile because they can have salmonella on their skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a UTI for sure.
Ew. Wash your damn self.
Damn.
How
man.
many UTI jokes can we have in this episode?
Man, so yeah, that's it.
No,
only-
but that's it for that one. But there's freaking 2 of these. Kind of. The other one you added recently, I didn't really look at it except that there's Florida. I just see Florida manatee orgy. Tell me
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, so apparently there's just like, so it's just off the highway in Tampa, Florida. There was like a gathering of manatees, and no one knew what they were doing for a minute. Just a pile of manatees like
Just a pile of them.
flopping around in the water, causing multiple traffic jams, and everyone's getting out to watch. They're like, "Oh, look at all the manatees," and they're just like having a mating frenzy.
This is awesome. Shout out to the Drive for this article. I love this.
So I'm sure I'm sure someone was masturbating on the roadside to that because
Yeah, I mean manatees. I find them to be a lot like what I search for on Pornhub.
Oh, okay.
It's a hot ticket.
Yeah.
You have
That-
it on like it's marked.
Yeah, it's bookmarked.
Bookmarked.
Yeah, I got some bookmarked. Some.
Real talk
Manatee.
though, unless there's like a Japanese cartoon of it, like I'm.
I was
not-
gonna ask
It's
you.
like
Is it anime
Yeah,
manatee?
If it's like a manga manatee.
Manatee? Is it a
Manatee?
How do we
Yeah.
make that work?
Yes.
Maname? Well, it's just like, I'm in.
My manga manatee. My manga manatee.
All right.
Manga tea.
Manga.
All right. So.
Oh, that was just text on the screen during all that drama.
Right.
We're
All
just
right.
having a vocal party here to a bunch of text. You guys, tell your friends.
You know what happens?
All right. This kind of falls in line. We talked. It was probably like a month and a half ago. We talked about these people like falling to their deaths in the Grand Canyon because they like step over the railing and they want to get closer to the edge.
Yeah, and that this happens like kind of often.
Yeah, more often than it should, which should be never.
Yeah, it should be.
Yes.
Because like obviously, those railings are there because someone was dumb enough to do it before you had the bright idea.
Right.
So and they're not around to tell you not to do it. So.
Take a damn
Don't
note.
do it. But this was a visitor at a Hawaii volcano. I probably don't know how to pronounce this correctly.
It's
I
that
don't
big
know.
one. It's the big volcano, you guys.
Yeah,
The,
well,
the
it's the
recent
most-
one that swallowed roads and stuff.
Kilauea, maybe? I don't know. Taking a guess.
Tell us in the chat how to pronounce it. Post an audio
But
file.
it is one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. And of course, home dude crawls over the railing because he wants to get close.
It's probably
And then
Kilauea.
falls down. Luckily, he didn't fall like into the volcano. He just fell lower down where it's still really fucking hot. And there's hot rocks and shit, and he got busted up. But they,
Freaking airlifted him.
yeah, they had to airlift his ass out of there. So dude's lucky, but
Yeah, you can see there's like kind of a little ledge. I don't think that's a picture of the volcano where he fell.
Yeah,
he
probably not.
had barely any ledge. Like he was chilling where he could have fallen into.
Living on the edge is not real. Don't do it.
it's true.
This was more
Step
metal.
away from the ledge.
Molten rock is more metal than metal. You
Good
guys.
load.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, that shit. Like, you guys remember Terminator?
it's hot
Man.
magma.
Exactly.
Magma.
Magma.
This picture is not helpful.
No.
I don't even see magma.
I know.
That's
We need to see someone
Bologna
like, we need to
is
see
what that is.
someone like
Bologna.
melting.
That's Bologna is what I see.
They should melt a robot in there just for the photo.
Oh,
Yeah, just for the effect.
Friggin' lootly.
Yeah. Or what if a guy like falling in there just triggered it? Like the volcano gods were like, "That's the
Yeah, that's
sacrifice
all it
we've been waiting
takes."
for."
Yep. Dig it.
Should have
Wow.
happened, but
Hey,
yeah.
it created a baby island.
I love the Geico lizard was just looking at it pleasantly this whole time.
That fucking guy. You guys seen the commercial where like they give the Geico lizard the Infinity Gauntlet?
No.
Yeah, dude, he's like,
That's gnarly.
oh no, it's not though. It's pretty lame because he's like, what would I do with the Infinity Gauntlet? And then he imagines he has it, and he snaps his fingers, and everyone saves money on car insurance. And gets car insurance.
Good lord.
You're like, oh,
That was very much more vanilla than I was expecting when I hear Infinity Gauntlet.
they need to just like splice that into the movie and have him like. I'm sure someone's done it already. You got the Geico gecko.
I just picture
love him.
He snaps his finger and like you just hear a couple people in the background go, "Yeah."
Yeah, dude, yeah.
They just got like a notification.
You're like, we got insurance now. I can drive legally.
This is a great day.
It's just the people that have helmets or like tech. Like you got just Tony Stark and Batman are like heads up display like, "Oh, I just saved money on my car insurance."
Yes.
They already have like car insurance on 5,000 cars.
Yeah.
No problem. And they're like, yeah,
It's actually $250,000.
Yeah.
It's 5,001. One more.
You guys.
You guys.
5001.
all right. It's about time. Let's hop to our.
5001.
It's about time for our first. That thing. we
Oh,
do,
no.
things.
I do know. It's time for commercial
Commercial
chug.
chug.
Hey realtors, are you looking for a new or unique way to sell that house or property? Bouncing Tiger Studios comes from creator Blaine Childer. How about an idea that you have for a new car or travel commercial? Maybe you're working on a movie that just needs some amazing aerial shots. With Bouncing Tiger Studios, you can get those breathtaking aerials along with some elegant edits with superb direction for that movie, commercial, or real estate property that you're trying to sell. If you can imagine it, they can elevate your production. Shot in 4K. Bouncing Tiger Studios lets you create with limitless possibilities. Bouncing Tiger Studios, they're just getting started. For more information, visit them online at bouncingtigerstudios.co or visit them on Facebook.
Are we going live in between? Oh yeah, interstitials.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. Who are we waiting on again?
Dan.
Oh, really? So we can hear him talk about getting naked again?
Guys, you wouldn't believe the amazing weekend I had this weekend.
You got naked.
Yeah, I went out on this date with this chick. All of a sudden, we went to the movies, and then all of a sudden, guess what?
You got naked.
Yeah, and then the next day, look at the French braid in my hair. I went to my niece's birthday party, and guess what happened after that?
You got naked?
Yeah, and then oddly enough, the next day I was playing bridge with my mom and her friends, and then right after that, guess what happened?
You got naked.
Yeah, hey, how did you guys know this? You know what, tell you the truth, I'm actually kind of feeling hungry right now. What do you guys say we get naked?
Why do you want to get naked to eat?
Again.
Oh, that's so weird.
Who said anything about getting naked? I want to get pizza.
Visit nakedcitylv.com for the location nearest you.
Please wear pants.
There's big news coming out of Vegas. Your friends from RadioVegas.rocks wants to give one lucky listener a chance to win 2 VIP tickets with airfare and 3 days, 2 nights stay to see one of the greatest bands. It's the hottest residency in Vegas. We're talking about Aerosmith! All you got to do is download the free RadioVegas.rocks app and register to win. All information can be found at www.radiovegas.rocks. One lucky winner will get 2 VIP seats on stage. That's right, on stage to see Aerosmith live, November 21st in Las Vegas at the Park MGM. Aerosmith and RadioVegas.rocks.
I wish I had it unmuted in time to get you going. Got rocks. Like a long
rocks. Oh, I do it every time.
Folks, you're listening to Greasy Conversation, the talk show. I ended it kind of more abruptly. Let's try one more time, you guys. One more, okay? You know, you're listening to Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks.
Rocks.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
proper participation. I wish all our guests got in on that like that.
Hey, you know,
Got up in there.
I do what I can do. If I just remember to actually speak on my mic.
No, that's good because sometimes you yell things and sometimes you
See, that's why I tell Jay that it doesn't need to be all up in here because I'm on the Rock and Comedy Show Mondays 6 to 9, and so I always have it out here.
That's way far though.
Well, not out here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm being exaggerating here, but yes. So he's like, put it in your mouth. I'm like, okay. That's what they all say, right? That's what she's saying. Okay. So, you know how it rolls.
I love the proximity effect when you have the increased lows of getting in close when it gets
Yes.
intimate. But then I hate when it gets so close that it's like ASMR time of like mouth noises. Yeah. Then I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, you got to find a good common like. Okay,
I have
this
like
is the area.
Yeah, I've like reverse ASMR where like there's a term for it. We talked about this on the show a few episodes back, but where like mouth noises or certain things like that like just trigger me to be unhappy extra. Like it just makes my skin unhappy.
Yeah,
It kind of like
you're
something.
crawling.
It's like something touching your genitals that you didn't want.
Right.
Like
rude.
Like a mukbang. Do you guys know what that is? It's just
What in the God's name is a? What did you just say?
a mukbang.
I've never heard
is
of
a
that.
video where a pretty girl just eats food on video.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
Yeah. And so it's like a whole genre of entertainment where you just watch pretty women eat food. And half the time it's women
So is
watching
this
another woman
is this
eat
fetish?
food pretty. For some people it is. For other people it's like comfort.
Oh.
Or like some kind of person you can picture yourself looking that cute when you're eating food, maybe.
Oh, deepness. Deepness.
Right? Holler in the comments if that made sense for you. We can
Okay.
take away that.
Whoa,
and
I
learn
dig
from
that.
Tom.
That's cool. All right.
All right. What's your guys' go-to ASMR if you have one?
Oh,
Or
actually,
or something you watch to relax.
no, this is a fun question because as much as I dislike most ASMRs where it's like any kind of people sound, when it's like fingers through rice or something like, there's something cool about like a ton of tiny grains, but you could just buy a Marshall amplifier and get a bowl of rice sound. Am I right, guys?
He has it programmed everywhere he goes. He's just everywhere going.
Man, like those Marshall solid states. Am I right? Okay, sorry. Let's get it inside baseball style.
Boom.
That's
So,
funny.
I like to talk smack on something that only a narrow part of the population knows even what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
It's
But
good.
those
No,
people
Marshall's
agree with
hip. It's like the Fender of amplifiers. Except Fender makes better amplifiers than that. Never getting that Marshall scholarship now.
Never.
We don't have sponsorships here. We get scholarships.
We get
Yeah,
scholarships.
we've got our kicker scholarship.
Hell's bells.
That's the time when you move further from the microphone. Sorry, folks.
See, you got you.
You're
That's.
wearing headphones too.
I know. Well,
Like that doesn't hurt you. No, that
no,
wasn't that bad.
it doesn't.
I'm teasing
hurt.
you
It
extra.
doesn't hurt. Are you kidding me? I'm
What's-
like one of the loudest people you ever meet in your life.
What's the tone
But
profile?
I'm also really very calm, and that's what's weird about me.
Well, when you've got these kicker headphones, they're so tonally balanced.
Exactly. So
that
you're
even
like,
your craziness-
holy Toledo.
There wasn't any sharp peaks in the upper part of the frequency spectrum, which when you have inconsistent frequency response, you get these peaks. Those are resonances, and that's where the energy is like focused on a certain point, and that's more painful. And these
Boom.
headphones lacking that, having more of a balanced frequency response, makes even your craziness pleasant.
Balance, frequency, response.
Yeah.
Okay?
Balance your frequency response.
Put that in your
buddy.
pipe and smoke it.
Put that in your frequency response.
All right. So let's dive into some science, I guess.
None of this has been science so far.
Science.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys feel or how often you feel, I'm sure everyone feels it once in a while, that we're not totally in control of our thoughts or the things we do during the day. Like sometimes you stop, you're really craving a beer after work or whatever, and you're like, nah, I don't need to get a beer. And then you get home and you have a 12-pack.
Man, why this example?
Because that's my personal example. Because I do that, I'm like, no. But, anyway, besides the point. But, we all have those things where, like, we try not to do something and we end up doing it anyway. Or not thinking about something and we end up thinking about it anyway. And so this experiment is helping us prove that we don't generally have, like, a lot of control over our thoughts.
Doesn't it prove particularly if you're told to not think about something, it forces you to think about it extra?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was one of the
Yeah,
main
so like the
things.
experiment was pretty interesting. So they were given an object not to think about. So like and they were either a red or a green object.
Mm-hmm.
So either it's like an apple or a cucumber, lime, whatever, doesn't matter really.
Put the lime in the coconut.
Yeah, put the lime
That's
in the
my
coconut.
favorite drink at Tiki.
Is it called put the lime in the? Oh
It's,
yeah.
it's called lime in a coconut, and it's a golden tiki.
Wait. This is a sponsor. Let's say this a little slower. Golden Tiki.
Yes, the golden tiki.
The Golden Tiki. It's on Spring Mountain, the mountain of springs.
Yes, Chinatown.
And it's magical in there. There's like all kinds of there's stuff made by Disney Imagineering. Like if you like Disneyland and you like the Tiki Room, there's legit like robots from the Tiki Room and pirate of crap in there. That's legit magical props and stuff. So
And I must say, if you're a woman, I'm not going to tell you why it's amazing, but go to the bathroom. Okay, you're welcome.
We'll never know.
yeah,
And get a lime and a coconut.
I
And
like
tell
that.
Radio Vegas Rock sent you.
There's like a chocolate thing that's a shot that if you get it as a drink.
Oh, you had the banana batida.
No.
You had it. No, that was that chocolate thing.
The chocolate thing. Just look them in the eye. Say RadioVegas.rocks sent you for the
The
chocolate.
dirty
thing.
banana.
Dirty banana. You guys. Golden Tiki. All right, sorry.
All right. So the experiment, they're not supposed to think about whatever object they were told not to think about. And then they strap them in this chair and they get the eye things on them like in Clockwork Orange.
Ah, that movie is insane.
And and then they either flash like a red or a green light, and they're told to like hit a button when they think of this thing, even though they're trying not to. And if the respondent's being honest, then of course, as soon as the color flashes, if it corresponds to the object they're not supposed to think about, they think about it and they hit the button. And basically, the guy that conducted the experiment said that it reveals the amount of control that most of us have over our thoughts is not significantly above 0. So
yeah, which means it's statistically the same as 0 control over our thoughts. But the thing is that people need to be reminded about this is you are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you are how your actions appear to everybody. So you can think the craziest stuff, and as long as one of you that thinks inside doesn't let the other of you inside that are thinking about stuff pull any of it off, unless it's for the good of your brethren and sistren, then
Thank you for the inclusion there, brethren.
And well, it's
trying to keep it
it's
holy.
kind of interesting too that it seems that like our environment triggers all these like subconscious thoughts that we can't directly control, but if you notice that you're having like thoughts that aren't really jiving with you, and you can link it to something in your environment, you can change your environment.
Yes.
And hopefully change your thoughts.
That's a really good thing, because I was thinking, okay,
Very well put.
replacement.
Thanks.
The more you try to not think about a thing, the more you're going to think about it. But if you can think really hard about other stuff, it can replace it. But I like how you were saying of like, hey, just associate it with something in your environment and then change your environment, or go to some environment you don't like and associate with that junk environment and then get
And
out
never
of there.
go there again.
Yeah.
Then bye.
That seems like the advanced, like
Bye.
the power move version. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but they do recommend like thought replacement is like if you find yourself like really focusing on something that's like fucking you up, just try your hardest to think about something else that you like
That
thinking
makes
about.
you happy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been struggling with something related to this, in that I've been thinking I'm just above being affected by my environment or whatever my like workspace is. But then I was getting hung up on this video edit that I was just overthinking and having a hard time getting started or focusing on it, because I just keep psyching myself out of it and getting distracted and just not wanting to do it until
It wasn't speaking to you,
Yeah, it's like I'd sit there and I wouldn't want to do it, but anywhere else I'd want to get it done.
for sure.
But I found that just moving my laptop to another spot made it a whole fresh trip to approach this thing.
Environment is huge. Energy is huge. If you don't feel the energy and the juju, then get the F out.
Yeah, and if you think this is like some woo-woo thing, this energy juju thing, you gotta understand how spiritual your mind frames things. So you might technically know that there's not some detectable energy that we're discussing in this thing, but like roll with the metaphor here, because there's things that we psychologically implant on one another and ways that we perceive our environments that are on another level that's not conscious, that our emotions attach to. And if we're going to talk to our emotional part of
That's why
ourselves,
it's affected.
that's why spirituality exists. That's why these woo-woo frames of things exist. Now, they can even go to the point where people will actually see like auras around people, almost
Yes.
like a form of synesthesia.
Yes.
And you might want to just discredit this thing as something they're just imagining or whatever, but it's a manifestation of their subconscious, even if they frame it differently or perceive it differently. That's how it's helping them out. And
For
it's
sure.
beneficial to try to have
Kind of
something
framed,
like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
It's totally, it helps everybody to understand that like your emotions take in the same data from all your senses as your like conscious thinking part that you think is you, but that part's way slower. So
Right.
you feel stuff quicker than you're able to process it or whatever. You might process it and be like, no, I like this. This is great.
Right.
But you're still
conflicted.
You still have to roll through that emotion of not liking it at first because it was different or different. Different or different.
Different and different. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a form of compartmentalization, you know?
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it.
Wait, so tell me a little more about compartmentalization, because I forgot what that is.
Well, essentially the way that I view it and how I use it for myself is there's always certain things that are going to affect you in different ways, and the way that you let them, it's about response and reaction.
Like you take
essentially.
this emotional reaction, you put it in a certain category.
Yep.
Of like, oh, that's a feeling that's for this box.
Yep.
I'm not going to like roll stuff in that box right
Yep.
now.
Because I can't, that box is not, it's not welcome right now. Or
Like,
I can't
I'm
handle that
driving. I'm
box.
not dealing with email feelings right
yeah.
now. I can't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
email right now. I'm
exactly.
driving.
Yeah. Well, and I have high anxiety, and so I have to be able to somewhat
Yeah, high five on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to somewhat have a way to work through that. And that's how I just compartmentalize it. And I've learned a lot of that, especially this last year. I'm going to give a shout out to Mark because he really helped me do that. So, yeah.
Shout out to Mark. All right.
This next one is a doozy. Scientists are finally answering the question, is there cocaine in your shrimp?
Yeah.
And the answer is a resounding yes.
Absolutely.
Everywhere shrimp is tested, it has cocaine. No, I don't know about
You guys
everywhere.
don't know why you've been loving shrimp so much. Not that I'm advocating cocaine, because honestly, any stimulant is like not a permanent
I'm going to
thing
tell
you
you
can
right
hang
now,
out
I've
with.
been breaking out in hives and I haven't been able to eat my favorite foods, i.e. shrimp, not because there's cocaine in them, but now I'm like, what? Now there's cocaine shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do
Even
you
though
get,
I've never even touched that in my life, but it's just, what the heck?
How do you get that flavor specifically? Like, how
Yeah.
do you get?
No, that's the secret menu.
Cocaine shrimp.
Yeah, yo.
We call it the cane shrimp.
The cane shrimp.
You know what's funny? Because it's illegal, so much cocaine in the United States is like mostly meth. So you're just like, you
What?
think you're doing cocaine, it's just like you're really mostly doing like meth, baby aspirin, and maybe like a sprinkling of cocaine for flavor.
Quit it.
Yeah, no, they cut cocaine with all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, unless you...
Fentanyl is really popular. Like if you like do
That's the-
coke
yeah.
and you're like, why does this feel like kind of a downer? Why do I feel like an opiate?
Because they cut it with fentanyl because it's
Ta-da.
super addictive.
It's super cheap.
Yeah.
Not advertisement for
can-
that at all. Either.
No, never, ever.
But because we're solution oriented, we're not just going to keep telling you not to do stuff. We're going to tell you something to do instead, which is ganj, do the weed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, or don't if it's not for you.
absolutely.
It's not for everybody. But if you're one of those people that just has to do stuff,
Or
then
spring...
do that one.
Or spring
Yeah.
for some, like, drug test kits, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just,
To
like,
test
be
the
safe.
nip of your
Because,
stuff,
like...
yeah. That's
mean,
a
like-
that's a nice like piece of advice there, especially in like a festival environment.
Yeah.
You bring a couple droppers.
Just be careful.
There's
Be
stuff
really
you can
careful.
get. It's really cheap online. You don't. It's tricky to fly with it because it's like caustic acid and stuff. But you have this certain type of caustic acid in like a dropper bottle. You can take a little bit of your sample and drop it on there and check with this card. It comes with the color, and the color it changes tells you it's what it actually is.
Can we just stop lacing drugs? How about that?
Stop leasing them. Like you should buy. You don't lease. Who leases?
Thank you.
Don't lease your
Thank
drugs
you.
because you're not going to return the lease. What are you going to pee in a jar and give that to him?
Right.
Here's your drugs back.
I love that. That's funny.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so... well, not only did they find cocaine, also illegal pesticides, ketamine, and some opioids, all kinds of shit. So
What's funny about the ketamine is like I want to find that dude because ketamine's not cheap. Like
Well,
that
but
guy's
if it's in
hooking
the
it up.
shrimp, then
that guy's your buddy.
It's in most seafood.
Oh
then.
wait, no, we're
Probably.
still talking about finding ketamine in the shrimp. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, oh, you're finding coke with ketamine in it? Let me meet that dude.
yeah.
Not that
Like,
I
why
want to
would you
do either
that?
of those things. I'm just saying that sounds like a clever combo
No,
that I'm not
interesting.
advocating.
I mean, ketamine's
Yeah.
fine. Ketamine's not that bad if
Yeah.
you don't go overboard on it.
Yeah, be careful.
thing,
Make sure
like-
it's actually that.
Be safe.
It's
you
not
know?
just your friend giving you like dog food and like have some ketamine, man. Like, why does it
Or
smell
what's-
like jerky?
Or what's bad if you think someone has coke and it's just all ketamine.
Oh,
You have a
Just
great
nap.
time.
Just get
like,
really nervous and then nap. That's what
just
you're gonna
go
do.
K whole
that is,
time.
and that's terrible. I don't need to get
Naps?
nervous before I no.
I know
naps-
I'm a
great.
nervous
No,
ass nap.
naps on naps is great, but I don't need to be nervous before I go to nap because that makes the whole napping thing worthless.
Do you ever do that thing? This is actually a thing I found out. I think it was Lizzie from Pet Tigers that was telling me about this. That people will like slam caffeine and then nap for like 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get 15 minutes of like early crash, and you pop up all. So you front load your crash. You just crash from the.
So it's
caffeine
like a
first,
vodka Red Bull.
but like
in reverse.
backwards in reverse. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it takes like 15 to 20 minutes for caffeine to start like kicking in. Really.
That's our clapping in reverse sound.
I love it.
Yeah. So if you like slam a Red Bull and then like go for a short power nap, and you'll wake up all peppy.
It's awesome. Like it
Okay,
doesn't
I'm
always
totally
work.
missing
It's
out
not
on all that.
What's awful is if someone interrupts it before you get like
Then you're screwed.
yeah. 15 minutes is cool, but if you can do 40 minutes, it turns out people normally sleep in 40-minute cycles. I know mine are definitely like 40 minutes dead on. Like you could set your clock to my sleep cycles.
Well, I have
you-
this thing called party naps.
Yeah.
I love me some party naps. So, like on your weekends, sometimes you want to do some day drinking, So you wake up real early, you get some bowls in, you get some drinks in, and then you have a party nap.
And then you get like a second day. It's like 2 half days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You get up and you do it all again. And then sometimes if you're lucky and you don't want to get to, you can have another party nap.
That's
But
exactly.
then it's time to party sleep, and who knows when that happens. So
Yeah.
that's what you get.
Oh man, Sundays and mimosas on
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
The St. Patrick's Day episode.
It was
I
fun.
definitely took a party nap after that.
That's my
It was
see,
early and mimosa.
good.
I like worked
That
the rest
is
of the day.
totally our jam. Is yes, you
Worked
Sundays
all
and
fresh,
mimosas.
napped it off like 4 hours of party nap.
See, party nap it up. I'm telling you, it works.
You guys, that's a takeaway.
Yeah, party naps.
Party nap.
All right. So this, man, I don't even know what to think about this, right? But
Ooh, this is deepness.
Let's see.
this couple in Mongolia went out marmot hunting.
Marmot.
I love when you're introducing the segment. I like try to look for keywords to get there. Oh man, this marmot though. Okay, so carry on.
Yeah. So you see
Already-
this
already
marmot.
reacting.
Yeah.
This guy. That's my boy.
So they went marmot hunting.
I think he is your son.
He
And
looks
they-
like a taxi driver.
They ate. They ate raw marmot meat.
No!
Don't eat raw meat from animals.
Ever.
The
Yeah.
end.
Sushi's all right.
Well, that's
Sushi's
different,
delicious.
but it's actually not really raw. So
It's from the sea. It cooks itself in the water. They live cooked. They just live their life cooked already.
But yeah, so they ate this raw marmot meat and they got the fucking bubonic plague.
no.
Yeah, and then like this small area had to be quarantined for a while. But yeah, they were pretty young. They were only like 38 and 37.
Okay, that's
They lived, right? They just
No, they're
quarantined.
dead. No, they're super dead.
They died of the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Yikes! Was it worth a marmot, you guys?
no.
No.
R.I.P.
And it's even
The marmot in time was
illegal
not good.
to like hunt marmots out
Marmot in
there.
time.
Marmot in time. Oh my god.
Not good.
So, side note on this: don't eat armadillo because you can get leprosy.
Yeah.
No.
For reals. It sounds random.
Even if you cook it.
Yeah, even if you cook armadillo, you risk getting leprosy, and no one knows how to treat leprosy. You guys, that's old school. No one's got their leprosy medication lying around. You're getting flown to another state. And also, don't eat. Excuse me. If you eat like a reptile, you have to cook it extra because the outside of any reptile. Don't be like putting your lizards in your mouth or licking your snake. There's salmonella all over the outside. They're cold blooded.
Cold blooded.
Salmonella.
Cold blooded with that salmonella.
Yeah.
Try. Cold blooded.
We ain't
Copyright
hot
strike.
blooded in here.
Just saying the word copyright strike on YouTube right now, and
We're
just
banned.
mentioning
It's
foreigner.
fine.
We're demonetized.
So don't do it, foreigner. Don't do it.
Got that foreigner belt.
Ooh, that's distant drone.
Cold as ice.
This is what you see in the marmot's eyes. Is the sound right now?
Actually, you
Yeah.
do. It's really real.
So and like, how could you? Why would you want to kill something that cute and
Yeah.
eat it?
Yeah. 'cause
It's cute and sinister at the same time.
it's really.
Yeah, it reminds me of like that. What was it, like the groundhog from Winnie the Pooh who stuttered?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it reminds me of.
It looks like that uncle that's not related to anybody except by marriage.
There's a groundhog in Winnie the Pooh.
Isn't there?
Is it-
Wasn't there? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I swear there was.
I just had my whole childhood flash before my eyes, so I was a little.
I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm just making that up. Certainly possible.
Hey, shout out to limited edition Koba, who's hollering about Happy Election Day in Australia.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry your choices are all bad. That's how elections work nowadays, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until we have what? Do you remember the term for when you can vote for more than one person?
Oh no.
No.
Okay, so there's this thing that some nations are trying where you vote for more than one. You can put like an option A, option B.
Talking like a runoff?
Monopoly vote.
Yeah, so if you don't get your first choice, your second choice still counts. So if your first choice is disqualified, then you're still one of the people that helped vote for your second choice to win.
So you get a first, second, third.
Yes. And it solves a ton of issues with people's votes not, quote unquote, not mattering. So I see this in the future. I hope vote for
That's
more than
neato.
one votings, you guys.
There are some like
Neato burrito.
U.S. states that are, I think Maryland is one that switched to a system like that. I think it's called like runoff voting.
I'm
or
in
something
love
similar.
with it.
Yeah, it would solve a lot of problems because there are
There's
a lot
no
of
argument against it.
there are a lot of problems now with like, like California has such a massive population, and I mean they do have a lot of electoral votes.
It's like the 6th largest economy in the world.
Yeah,
It's just
I
California.
think it's like the 5th largest.
Yeah.
But and then there's a lot of like Midwestern states who have a lot of land mass, but not a high population, and they have a high electoral vote. So it's like things are kind of are not balanced necessarily by population anymore, but by land mass. So it does make some people's votes almost not matter because and especially those like California's a blue state. It's not in the foreseeable future that they're going to vote for a Republican president. So like it doesn't matter. Like if a majority,
They didn't even vote for a Republican governor until their governor, they had to vote to get him away.
Yeah, because he was like so shitty. Yeah.
Yeah, Gray Davis was voted out, and then that was right before Schwarzenegger. Shout out to 90s kids. You guys remember your 90s kids? You're crazy. Schwarzenegger, president of your state, Schwarzenegger. All right, so if you... yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Edition.
You're getting voted for.
This fella is an administrator on the chat that you all are going to be joining at 11 p.m. at Devin Dust's YouTube. If you search for Devin Dust, a Devin, all one word on YouTube, it's linked where you're probably watching this anyway. You can totally check out some music I'm doing live behind a video game stream, and it's beautiful. Me and my buddy Joe Nate make these chill tunes that snuggle you, and it's like this beautiful exploring these Minecraft landscapes. And
Amazing.
We'll sing your name. We'll sing your name. Tell us your name and we'll sing it.
Hell yeah.
Your name.
All right. So
Okay,
Digging
marmot time occurred.
Yeah.
Dude,
We marmoted.
That marmoted.
God, marmoted. You're like an excellent hype person.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
I feel like the excitement is totally amplified.
Yeah.
And that's
Good.
what it's like to check out Jordan's show.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. It's
yeah.
hype, elevation, adventure, marmot time.
Yeah, we like to take you higher. We keep you elevated.
Yeah.
Free your mind.
all right. This is pretty great actually. I was a little skeptical at first, but then I saw the pictures and I just couldn't resist. How babies get X-rayed.
Yeah, this is one of mine.
Dude, this is fucking great.
Finally, I got a good news chunk to throw
Oh
at you
my
guys.
goodness. So you're pulling up the pictures.
I'm working
Yes,
on it.
imagine.
I want to pull this up as well.
So apparently they put kids in this thing called a pigostat.
What?
Pigg. So I'm imagining it was named after a guy.
But the name makes it way cuter.
Yeah.
The name.
But it looks
Cuter.
it looks just like a vertical tube that they just slide babies into.
Get ready.
No.
There's so many. It gets better.
Dude.
Look at all of them.
Yeah. Some of them are like, what the fuck's going on? And some of them are absolutely miserable. Just
Some
pretty
of them
great.
like
Well, who
it.
wants to do that?
This one I think likes it in the lower right. That one's going to have a fetish about this when she grows up.
Jesus.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
It's like, why do you order all this acrylic? Why does all
This is
plastic
terrible.
in your
It's hilarious.
giant plastic pipe in your
Bless
bedroom?
these little baby hearts.
Right.
Oh.
This guy. This
Dude,
guy's
just-
down. This guy's a gangster. He's like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm chilling.
all right, I'm
Yeah.
comfortable.
So,
I'm cool.
I'm
So
gonna
for
stay
any,
this way.
for any radio listeners,
Oh yeah, thanks.
imagine if you
This
just
one,
like
though?
imagine if you just slid down a really narrow plastic tube,
Arms up.
arms up, and you just got stuck midway. That's
Yeah.
what they put these babies in purposefully so they can X-ray them because I imagine
They wiggle.
I imagine, yeah, these little wiggling bastards, and they won't let me beat them. into submission, so we got to put him in a pigastat. I'm just kidding. I won't actually beat babies into submission. You
Her
sick
poor little
fucks.
cheeks are just hanging on that acrylic.
There's this wooden one that they made in like an obscure. It's an African
A wooden
country
one?
where they couldn't afford to like bend acrylic and stuff, so they made.
yeah.
But it's got all these kid stickers all over it and stuff. It's all
Just
friendly.
look at it.
These ones, though, there's a couple more.
These babies. It makes me so
It
sad.
looks like they don't have legs though, too. They're just like a torso with arms up. It's like half a Cabbage Patch doll.
That
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
so pissed.
Well, yeah, because there's like a table. And it looks
He's
like
taking that one to the
they let
grave.
their-
Yeah.
He's taking it to the grave.
This is why I love this show. Is this moment right here,
Yeah,
you guys? I'm
totally.
celebrating with you right now.
He is. He just realized that there may be manslaughter in his future. He
I don't
mad.
know. Is this how you make murderers? Do pigastats make people murder
Look at his
later?
eyes. He's plotting it now.
All right, let's plan these kids out. This one's a murderer.
Oh, for sure.
This one's just
You-
gonna make pies. This one's gonna play video games, but like also be part of a gang.
No, I think he's gonna own the video game. He'll own it. He's like the legacy.
He's had a lot of surgery already. He's probably not gonna live long. Let's move on.
That's what I give him a damn break. That's what I'm saying. He has a damn legacy. For shit's sake, Waz. Jesus,
Legacy.
he does.
Yeah. Well, now.
because he died.
There's no.
This one's sweet.
Okay.
All right.
Tremendous.
Those ones are boring. Let's move on.
It was like my favorite
Oh,
thing
he's
is
the
like
G though.
This one is an RC car driver. He's like
Just keep going.
people's really into RC cars.
I'm not into you right now. I'm good.
He's got a basketball wrist.
no, you guys
Oh yeah, he just fucking swished it.
Yeah. Can you
You
tell
guys-
which one's the
Sorry
basketball
for the
wrist?
F.
Sorry. Greg.
go scroll down till you get to the part with the dude, and he's like, "This is what they did to my hedgehog when it needed anesthesia."
Oh, I forgot about that. You guys, there's a bonus feature on this one. Oh, I love how they show
Yeah, from Wonka.
the Wonka kid going through the tube.
Yeah.
We looked at that one already. Okay. Now, this is a hedgehog that appears to be in a Pyrex glass, all smooshed against the walls, and it's really cute. Hedgehogs smooshed in a container. Anytime an animal conforms to the shape of a transparent container, it's very
pretty good,
adorable.
yeah.
But a hedgehog,
Oh, that's how he got anesthesia.
look at his meaty little feet. His feet look like little strip steaks.
Bless.
Papa bless.
Strip steaks. Those are tiny little nuggets.
Little strip nuggets. Or when you... Oh, shout out to Jesse Ray's barbecue. I
Yo.
was just shoveling brisket in my mouth from Jesse.
Literally, he was.
Yeah.
Jesse Ray's barbecue. It's in town. It's one of those places that you got to swing by if you're visiting or if you live here, or get it to go. It's an awesome place to get like Postmates or DoorDash or Uber Eats to pick it up and drag it over to you because
Or
it's the middle of
catering.
town.
Or
Yeah.
catering.
Catering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a good catering pick. Their mac and
Boom.
cheese situation.
Yo.
And wait,
Everything they do.
and you don't have to like their meats to go, because honestly, their beans and corn will suffice.
Yeah, tons of vegetarians
Mac
have
and
been getting
cheese.
down with Jesse Ray's with their mac and cheese situation and the other stuff they got going on. So yeah, Jesse Ray's barbecue. It's Ray's spelt the Southern way. You're gonna get meat that looks as adorable and delicious as this little hedgehog's adorable foot.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, I can just taste it in my mouth. Just to eat that little hedgehog foot.
You're
guys.
gonna get
Cute
the plague.
overload. Yeah, it's gonna totally.
You're gonna get the plague. And honestly,
Worth
if
it.
you want to eat
Plague
it,
me
I
out.
hope you do.
Worth it. It's worth every plague.
All right. It's
sucker.
that time.
Oh no!
Yep.
All right. Commercial chug.
All right, listen up, RadioVegas.rocks listeners. I want to tell you about Brothers Pizza. Brothers Pizza is located at 7575 South Rainbow. They are awesome. They're the home of the 30-inch pizza. That's right, 30 inches. You've got to see this thing. It's enormous. Every Tuesday is wing night. You get 50-cent wings every Tuesday at Brothers Pizza. 7575 South Rainbow. They've got all kinds of great deals like the 16-inch one-topping pickup special for $7.99. What I like about them is they're open late. Sunday through Thursday, they're open till 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday, open till 3 a.m. You gotta love that about a pizza place here in Las Vegas. And they do deliveries as well. They are in a fantastic place. You gotta go visit them. 7575 South Rainbow. Let them know you heard about it on RadioVegas.rocks. They are fantastic. Go there, check them out now. Maybe I'll meet you there.
Hey, have you guys ever heard about HempWorks? I have. It's the highest quality hemp-derived CBD oil you can get. They have 11 incredible hemp-derived CBD products in the HempWorks brand. The products consist of 6 tinctures, 3 topicals, and 2 pet products, which all utilize CO2 extracted hemp oil grown in Kentucky. That's the good stuff. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so it's totally risk-free. If you don't like it, money-back guaranteed. Contact Heather B. Centers on Facebook or happyhealthyfamily5@gmail.com and get your HempWorks CBD oil today.
There's big news coming out of Vegas. Your friends from RadioVegas.rocks wants to give one lucky listener a chance to win 2 VIP tickets with airfare and 3 days, 2 nights stay to see one of the greatest bands. It's the hottest residency in Vegas. We're talking about Aerosmith! All you got to do is download the free RadioVegas.rocks app and register to win. All information can be found at www.radiovegas.rocks. One lucky winner will get 2 VIP seats on stage. That's right, on stage to see Aerosmith live, November 21st in Las Vegas at the Park MGM. Aerosmith and RadioVegas.rocks.
Faded and elevated.
Welcome to your ultimate dance experience. DJ Fade.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. This is Funky, Fresh, Faded, and Elevated. I wanted to start it off as funky as we can get it.
Move your mind and get ready for the drop. Faded and Elevated with DJ Fade right here on RadioVegas.rocks.
Welcome back. This is Greasy Conversation, which you can find on the website of the very same name on RadioVegas.rocks, which is what you have to say and enunciate while maintaining eye contact with your server when you go to any of our partner sponsor people that give us scholarships. So our scholarships would mean nothing if we didn't get you all to say RadioVegas.rocks sent us to them, who Jesse Ray's Barbecue, you guys.
Legit. All right, so we're back with some news. A little bit of learning, a little bit of what the fuck.
Little bit of learning.
All right, so a man in the northwest Indian state of Rajasthan apparently had 116 iron nails, 2.5 inches long, each one of them, in his stomach.
Why?
That had to be removed. Great
These
question.
nails look really clean for having been in a stomach.
Yeah, I don't think those are actually the nails that were in his
They're
stomach.
close to the right length, though. It's not bad.
Yeah. So 2.5-inch nails, 116 of these motherfuckers. And he had to have them removed. He showed up to the doctor and was like, "Oh, my stomach hurts. I wonder why."
Yeah.
And the doctor took an x-ray and was like, "Well, you got a shit ton of nails in your stomach, dude. We got to remove those." He was a gardener. All right.
I love that he's all coy about it.
My stomach
I don't
hurts.
know why my stomach hurts.
Yeah, right. So, and, the question is, why would anyone eat fucking nails? Well, it turns out there's this medical condition. It might be a mental condition. I don't know, but it's called pica. Where some people are just drawn to eating things like rocks or coins or metal objects, and it's just a disorder. and it, you know, I don't know what causes. I don't know if no one knows what causes it, but it just causes people to be really compelled to eat really weird shit that people shouldn't normally eat, and that's probably what this dude had. So
I remember that I had a time in elementary school, I think it was 4th grade, where the dirt in the sandbox was like delicious. And I would just eat fistfuls of it.
You better quit it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would fill up on it.
Stop. You would not.
No, I would go in the corner though of the sandbox area was like really fresh. I wouldn't get it where it was like shoes in it and stuff. I wasn't getting that like the wormy stuff.
I was going to say you're at least getting the clean
kids
sand.
like sweat and blood falling in it.
That's what I'm saying.
I got the fresh stuff. I got that good
oh
sand.
man, damn.
Just armloads, like you're holding a baby and
Roz,
it's
I
munching
freaking
on it.
love you
Got that
so
fresh
much.
dirt.
Oh yeah, enthusiastically too, like looking around.
You're like,
just
"Where's my sand?"
God. I've done that with snow too. That's less impressive though. You get fresh snow and just munch on it.
Yeah,
that's
snow's-
nice.
Well, you make
Snow's
snow
delicious.
ice cream.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
human being thing to do.
Snow ice cream is the best.
I don't know what I was not getting in my diet.
That
But
you needed that damn sand.
I can picture it in my mouth right now. I'm literally getting like salivation.
You're salivating. Oh my
Like
gosh.
if I could taste sand the way this sand tasted
you
at
better
this point,
stop that.
I had to tell
Get it out of your
I'm
mind.
getting verklempt here.
I was going to say, get it out of your mind.
Oh, okay.
For Klimt.
I just had an ASMR, you guys.
ASMR!
Oh man.
Oh, I just ASMR'd hard with eating that sand. I'm just saying, it was good sand. I can never find it again because it was partly my own interpretation of the sand in that moment. So it's just hopeless.
But
guys,
you
I'm
know
hopeless.
of the sand. That's like, and that's
the dream.
crazy that just talking about it.
I think about it every day.
You really do, don't you? You're like, once a day, the sand pops in my mind.
I mean, like in and out.
And
I'm
good
like,
for
man.
you. You know what? It's
Took it
something
all
that
day.
makes you happy, Waz. You friggin' think about that sand all you want, bro.
Yeah, so I'm feeling nail boy here.
If only In-N-Out made hamburgers.
Yeah, give me the sand.
Talk about that protein style.
Right? Oh man.
Worms in
Animal
it.
style.
Yeah. That. What is it? What eats sand? That's anything. Like nothing eats sand. It's that like it's just freak style.
Yeah.
And that has to not be great on your teeth.
I didn't like chew it hard. I just
You-
kind of slurped it. It was like a milkshake. It was more like how much can I get in my body?
Oh my god.
It was for quantity. It wasn't.
But
It's
I'm
like
just
just
trying to think. Like,
throwing it
okay,
down.
so is this the sand like when you're and you like kind of dig down and it's like a little moist?
Yeah, my toilet looked like Stonehenge, you guys.
I can't even with this. This is so hilarious right now. Okay,
There's these pickle rocks sitting in there.
pickle rocks.
Yeah. Because that sand, I turned it back into the stones of the mountain.
Okay.
I was playing God. I was making mountains.
The takeaway from this is do not eat sand because you'll have pickle rocks in your toilet.
Definitely don't eat it like competitively with yourself.
Yeah.
I was like the Rocky theme was playing behind me and stuff.
Oh yeah, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
No, it was, like
Bow
that,
down.
it was that championship one. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Final Countdown. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was like
okay.
the final countdown of my life. I kept eating all that dirt.
Well, it wasn't dirt, boy. It was
Anyway,
sand.
Nail Boy inspired us here.
Man.
Because that's what they call it in India,
Yeah,
right?
that was heavy.
Nail
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, Nail Boy of India.
Shout out to Nail Boy,
It was actually Nail Man. He was like 40 something.
40-something-year-old boy.
But which, like, imagine if you have that disorder, it doesn't just like spring up. I imagine, and he's probably had it for a while. So like, how long has he been eating weird ass shit, and just been like moving through life?
I think it springs up because I only had like a phase. I don't know. I got my Metamucil or something, and I was like over it.
Guys, there's a show on I think TLC, and it's like where people eat random nutty things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's learning now.
It
That's how
is.
we learn.
Well,
That's
I mean,
the learning channel about eating
I've
nutty
seen
things.
someone
Well, no, it's
that
called- is
eats
that like-
Comet. I've seen someone that eats their cushions out of their couch.
Did you say eat a comet? Like,
Comet for the like.
oh, that's really bad. Don't do that extra.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I've seen someone that eats her husband's ashes.
That's sexy. I actually want my wife to do that.
No, I'm kind of.
That's in my
I
will.
don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's like a good handful.
It's in your will.
Yeah,
Oh,
gotta
man.
choke
All
me
right.
down. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's in his will.
Yeah,
I don't know about that
That
one.
makes it okay.
I just,
That Comet one, I remember that. She'd dump it in her hand and like lick it
And
off
lick
of her
it
hand.
off, yeah.
Oh, really? Don't do that. Oh.
Sponges, toilet paper. I've seen all these.
The chick that eats the couch cushions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was the one that's addicted to sniffing gasoline.
Gasoline. There you
Just
go.
loves it.
That's
Yo,
insane.
that's
The way
so
she
crazy.
advocated for it.
I do
too.
like magic marker smell.
There's like safe ones though.
That shit just gives me an instant headache. Like,
Yeah.
right? If I smell it even in the area, I'm just
Gasoline.
Oh,
like gasoline or like markers or anything. I'm like,
okay.
like heavy duty ones. Yeah, I just
like
can't
my
do
old
Oh,
car.
that's my jam.
Oh,
Yeah,
remember?
it. Yo,
No, this is great. I had this car
yeah.
and the gas wouldn't stay in it.
No.
Like if you filled the gas too much, you'd see it just sploosh out under the car.
Here's
And
Woz.
it would like work its way into the cabin.
No.
Yeah. So it's just
It legit always smelled like gasoline. And I always felt like an
No
asshole.
wonder you didn't
Fresh.
like it.
Right? Well, like, and I would always feel like an asshole because I was just like curious because like it just killed me. And I'm like, Woz. And like Woz would always like give me rides and shit. But I just felt like an asshole. I'm like, how the fuck do you drive this car, dude?
Yeah.
you
I have no
adapt.
idea.
I
And
can't
I
even
was just
smell gas
curious.
anymore. I
Yeah,
just don't
you
smell.
just became numb to it.
Yeah, like I can just rinse my hair in it and I won't even smell it anymore.
Woz's bass or gasoline.
Oh man. Yeah, I just like hose fight with people at the gas station. We splash all around.
I can see. You should make a video out of that.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You don't want to see my videos on hose fighting. Guys, don't Google that.
But on.
Oh man. All right, so let's jump into an article that talks about how much we love capitalism.
All righty.
Oh, lovely.
So
I mean, for the record, you want a little bit of capitalism in your socialism, a little bit of socialism in your capitalism.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we want everyone to hold hands. But man, sometimes we have a running theme of capitalism going wrong on this show.
yeah. So this article is titled "The Average American Worker Takes Less Vacation Time Than a Medieval Peasant."
Oh, yeah.
And like what's weird about American culture and like our really is like it's something to like flex about. If you're like, oh no, I'm way too busy at work to take vacations, man. Like I'm just working too much. Just got
and
to
you
be
think,
working
like,
all the time.
Success would be to have some breaks sometimes.
Yeah, like wouldn't that be like I don't have to work all the time, like because I got that shit.
Exactly.
But no, and it turns out like, while there were a lot of other things that sucked during that period, that we've kind of got handled like diseases and shit, but they
the
didn't
king
work.
would like mandatory like some vacations. It wasn't just like they had free time because they were starving and their crops weren't growing. Like there would be mandatory like don't work this time. It's like state holiday by the king or whatever.
yeah, and that should be like a good thing.
It's
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah. But like in our current society, it's really like frowned. Like even if you have vacation time or sick time at work, at like some places, it's hard to use it. Like you have it in
Good
theory,
point.
but like if you use it, like that could be an excuse for the boss to just be like, oh, this person doesn't love the company enough. Guess we'll get somebody else because I can just fire you and make up a reason because we're in a right to work state, which really means a right to be fired for any reason.
Yeah, that's another
much,
Nevada
yeah.
issue. But
Yeah.
on the bright side, none of our money that we make gets pulled into any state taxes, only national taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing for.
So if you can
Nevada.
keep a job here, then you can keep all the money from it, except the half that the other rest of the government takes.
Yeah,
Correcto mando.
but no, but it's just crazy to me that like our work culture is kind of like that. But I think that is shifting to a certain extent, mainly because people are getting like fucking fed up with it.
Well, I think it depends on who you work for sure. But I think overall, like especially large, large companies that actually have the ability to do so.
Like this robot's doing your job
Netflix.
anyway. Just go home for a while.
Netflix, they have parental leave for a year.
Nice. I feel like we should have Black History Month off. It's the shortest month anyway.
I honestly think every single person should have every single holiday off that is a holiday.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Unless you're like an EMT and then you get like a bonus day off another
Exactly.
day.
Then,
Just slide it.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
a slider. Just
Slide
move it
it
on
up.
over. You get it.
Just a slider.
Everyone should have more days off.
Yeah. Slide that. Slide it, folks.
Because I mean, like, you'll be a better worker if you don't feel like you're trapped in this endless fucking slog of having to go. Like, you literally have to go to work every day, and you dread like the day when you get sick and you have to call off. And not every workplace is like that, but there are plenty that are like that. Usually, like, restaurants are really, which is like backwards, because if someone comes into a restaurant sick, then you risk getting patrons sick.
That's one of the grossest examples.
You risk getting like other workers sick.
Yeah.
And it's just like a little mini outbreak of what, I mean, it might just be a cold, but whatever. But still, you don't want to like just spread that to people just because you couldn't stay home for like 2 or 3 days. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It really is. But, whatever. Infinite growth.
Infinite growth.
You guys, China, when you're working, you're living at the factory.
Yes.
But when it's like festival time, you don't even talk to America for like 3 weeks.
Right?
You just got one. No, seriously, like 2 weeks. And they're like, no, it's festival time. Why don't you guys have a festival? Come on.
Yeah.
Stop bugging us.
Get with the program.
Yeah, we made you plenty. Enjoy it.
Right?
Take what you got.
But it's crazy too, because like our culture, like productivity is like just skyrocketed over the last like couple of decades,
yeah,
right?
so people are getting more done while they're there. They worked hard for a little break.
Yeah, and it would make sense for like a company to be like, everyone just chill for a little bit and like recoup your mental health and just relax and then come back to work fresh. But no. You got to make sure you're working, which is like, and that's the thing, like workers know they have to do a certain amount of work. So if you have to work 40 hours a week, but you can actually get that work done in 20 hours, but produce the same amount, that means you have to figure out a way how to dick off for 20 hours a week.
And that way is work from home.
Or even work in the office and just dick around.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to do it. But it's crazy to me because, like, it's like an unspoken thing that everyone knows. It's like, you just have to be here for 40 hours a week. And as long as you get your work done, like, I don't care what you do, as long as you're in your seat for 40 hours a week, which seems like really a silly way to go about it.
It's prison-y, and people should be able to spend that time at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Or on a long lunch.
Absolutely.
Getting some beers, getting some micheladas.
If the work is getting done, does it really matter where they are?
That's goalposts. That's the thing. You can do this with a lot of different industries. You set goalposts, race to the goalpost, and your reward is paid leave. And then
should be.
Yeah. The only catch there is you work too hard, your boss catches on that like you can get that done that fast, and you're just like, okay, I'll just give you twice.
Yeah, which is another fucked up. It's like
creep it up. But the thing is, maybe there's a balance there. Maybe you can have some communication. Like, you creeped it up too much. This is gross now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the boss would never be like, oh, you can sustain like this really high level of output and it's really effective, I should probably pay you more. The boss is never going to do that, So the worker's not incentivized to like actually really bust their ass. So it's just, the whole system's like really kind of backwards.
There's some holes in the floor here. Holler in the comments if you got any solutions on this.
It's that volcano that created a little island that was in Kilauea earlier.
Yeah, that's that same volcano that person almost fell in.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
They did mention that was the Make a Little Island volcano.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they're calling it now, is a little island maker.
There you go.
I just made that up. That'd be great if that was
But
true.
I think it really
Sounds
should
legit.
be called. Well, I mean, that was
Little Island Maker. Why is it? Lots of cute stuff this episode.
It's so cute.
Little cute
All right,
volcano.
This is a good one. All right. China vows to crack down on funeral strippers.
So there's too many strippers at funerals?
Yeah.
You found China news that
it.
I did not find. Good job.
So
this is crazy.
The Ministry of Culture said it would target obscene, pornographic, and vulgar performances at funerals and weddings. And it seems that like rich Chinese people will just like spend a shit ton of money of like hiring celebrities or strippers, musical acts, whatever, at funerals or weddings. And it could be like a year's salary up to for some of these people because it increases attendance and then it increases your popularity. And maybe that's like their cultural thing. I'm not super familiar with a lot of those details, but funeral strippers seems like the best fucking thing ever.
I think it's hilarious.
This seems like the right town here in Las Vegas to have some strippers.
Yeah,
at your
dude.
funeral.
Like, what are we doing?
I'm surprised we haven't heard about it more often,
Like,
to be honest.
what
I
the
mean,
fuck is America doing with our mopey ass funerals?
Yeah.
You know?
Does one of us have to
It's a
die to throw a
celebration of
funeral?
life. Hello.
Can we throw like a
It's like a wake.
yes? Let's throw some celebrations of life.
Like, we seriously need to start turning funerals into like parties. You know what I mean? Just
Why are you
like,
always going to the strip club? Oh, it's just a celebration of life.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
so.
dude.
Just, no, you know, another one of my buddies, he kicked the bucket, so I gotta go
You gotta go to the strip club again.
pay my respects. But no, we should like. I mean, it's of course it's sad when like someone close to you dies. I mean, no one's gonna deny that. But like, do you think they want you sitting around moping? Like, I think everyone needs to record a video that just yells at people at your funeral and be like, "What the fuck are you little mopey fucks doing?"
Why don't you do that for yours?
I will.
Good.
Better believe it.
Start it. I love that. I think that's amazing. Good for you.
And then I'm gonna make sure there's a shit ton of strippers
Yeah.
and a badass DJ,
There
and
you
that's
go.
it.
See?
And if anyone's crying,
Get
anyone else has permission to slap them.
Yeah. I can't
Just
wait to see
crying and
this.
slapping all over.
I can't wait.
And then they're crying because they get slapped, and like you just have to slap them some more. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Stop crying. But no.
You
Oh,
guys,
Sound effects in the back.
some people might be afraid right now that we're close to the end of our broadcast, but we actually got cleared to slide into the next block because we started late, and the next folks at Two Clueless Dudes show are sick today. But I highly recommend you check out Two Clueless Dudes. You can just Google Two Clueless Dudes or twocluelessdudes.com. Check out the Instagram. That's another rad show that's normally right after ours, but we're going to get some bonus content. I want to make sure that we hit some of these that I posted with the promo graphic that are some sciencey ones.
Yeah, I was waiting those. I was saving those for you to delve into because you always
Nice.
explain that stuff much better than I can.
You plan this stuff well. So, are we done with this China person?
Yeah.
And there.
Real quick. Let's
Okay.
touch on the encephalant.
Incelelephant.
Incelelephant.
Incelelephant. Are you familiar with?
Well, when I was reading over these notes, I was like, what the hell is Incelelephant? Yeah, so I was doing that as I was reading the notes.
Oh
so.
man, I'm sorry. It's got such a funny term because some people died.
Yeah. So
Oh, God!
yeah, it's
I know,
terrible.
I'm
But
sorry, but
so
the framing is really funny.
yeah. So if anyone's not familiar, incel is a term for someone who is involuntarily celibate, and usually applied to like men who usually have like weird views of women, or or this kind of like negative view or view women like, oh, I was nice to a woman, they should have sex with me because of that. That's usually like the stereotype that's applied to incels, and that's where that comes from. So the reason this is Incelelephant is
This elephant was one of these people.
yeah. So I
Because
guess
elephants are like people smart, so this happens to them.
so I guess this elephant
So
failed
it's a
to find
legit elephant.
an actual elephant failed to find a mate, and then apparently went on a fucking killing spree and just like decimated this like small town. He just went around like killing people and trampling cars and shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, it is
It's like-
insane.
This is totally what happens with the wow. That's a giant ad. The state of mental health and emotional intelligence in the United States leads to some of the incel violence. No, it's not just the United States. Just worldwide, there is some incel violence, and this elephant's making us realize
He's pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed.
that like this. If this elephant had some like emotional intelligence counseling, I don't know where I'm going with this. Look at these orange people. What are you gonna do in your little orange hazmat suit? Your elephant time.
Yeah, like what are you
dude,
gonna do with
I
an
think it's
elephant?
taking a
This person's
picture.
failing to run.
You need to just like shoot that thing with as many tranks as you have and like pray.
Yeah.
Because elephants aren't a joke. When elephants go berserk, like
They're the boss.
they're just gonna fuck shit up, and there isn't anything a person can do to stop it.
Look at this
Can we
car
call an
flipped over.
elephant trainer first?
That ain't gonna do
The
shit.
elephant
Well-
trainer can trank it up. Just take a nap. You can handle a couple pinpricks if you're an elephant killing people. If
Yeah.
it leads to you getting in the
Okay,
jungle, then
you're
in
right.
the
You're
elephant
right.
tundra or wherever they live. So, look at that! Look what he did to my car right here. that brown's not a stock color. I Maycoed that thing, and now it's trash. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Maleficent. That's not my Mayco.
The
paint job.
Maleficent elephant.
Look at this. It's like all.
That's an Incelelephant.
This Mako commercial right here.
I can't even say
Look
it.
at just the pictures of the vehicle damage. Like, this elephant killed people, and people are like, look at what my insurance had to cover. Do you know what my deductible is?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, look at there's a happy family. This is what you want. You want a happy family.
You do. Not a
right.
Incelelephant.
They can just hump each other all different directions, and they're fine. Not that poor lonely
Should
Incelelephant.
we do our one last little thingy-majigger?
Yeah.
Delve into the
Our
heart.
Doobie
final news chug.
Hey everybody, Crazy Jay from the Rockin' Comedy Show. There's a lot of talk right now about new year, new you. What about new you, old car that needs to look new? If you've been listening to RadioVegas.rocks for the past couple of months, then you know all about Angel Wax and how amazing this product really is. We've been telling you about it, people have been buying it, and it's only gonna get better. So what do I mean by that? How about Tommy Davis, the man behind Angel Wax? He's getting ready to start an invasion. An invasion you're going to want to be a part of. This is where they're going to travel across the country doing public hands-on demos, and they're going to bring the brand out to more people in the public eye, and more people are going to know about it. That means more beautiful looking cars on the road. Angel Wax, check it out online. Check them out on Facebook. Order yours today. Mention RadioVegas.rocks. You're not going to be disappointed. If you're a car buff who loves to spend the weekend or a lot of time detailing your car, you need to get all products from Angel Wax, and you need to order them today.
Yeah.
You guys love tacos?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, right?
Love
Yeah.
tacos.
That's my
care.
spirit animal.
I don't care what gender you are, or, we love tacos, right?
Sexually identify as a taco.
Yes! Whatever, man. But, since we all love tacos, we all need to know about Pinche's Tacos. And do you know where it's at? It's 9205 West Russell Road. It's an awesome place for lunch, dinner, or both. Here at RadioVegas.rocks, we love this place so much that if you mention us and order a blood orange margarita, they will give you a free gringo taco. What? Free gringo taco? Yes, that's right. That's what I said. And you know what else? It's like, okay, you're like, well, I don't really feel like driving over there. They have 2 locations, bruh. 2 fucking locations. But you need to get in on this deal. You must visit the Russell location. I mean, yeah, that's where you gotta go for the free gringo tacos. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're just like, I don't have gas for that, but I have money for tacos, just go to the other one. But yeah, Pinche's Tacos, because who else doesn't love tacos, man?
You know what? I don't like those energy drinks that make you all of a sudden talk like this. That's why you need to try all natural Zip Fizz. Drop a little Zip Fizz in that H2O, you're ready to go. Up to Mount Charleston, maybe hit the craft stables, who knows? It'll help you get through that 9-to-5 day. Just visit zipfizz.com and use the promo code RadioVegas.rocks.
Zipping my fizz, fizzing on my zips.
One more.
I love Zip Fizz.
Everyone loves Zip Fizz. Who's tried it?
It's the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm
I
crammed
like
up
the
with.
grape and the fruit punch.
Really?
We got one more.
Oh, hey, check this one out though.
Maybe.
Well, that one might be like gone. You might have a disqualified commercial.
Yeah, it seems disqualified.
Disqualified commercial.
Well, yeah, that's just not happening. All right.
Yeah, every once in a while there's one that lingers in there that's been replaced by some
That
other one or
scholarship
whatever.
was denied.
Who was it for?
Sowie Bowie karaoke contest.
Oh no, we need that one.
I know. Let me.
Maybe we'll just have to find it for the tail end or something.
Yeah, I'll do
Tail
that.
ender.
Hey, well, wait. Do we remember where there's a Zoe Bowie karaoke contest? Google it.
Absolutely.
That'll do. You guys, you know how to type something into Google.
it. Go to the website and find out some more info at RadioVegas.rocks.
Yeah, you can definitely find out about this on RadioVegas.rocks. Put that in your browser. Zoe Bowie is a phenomenal cover band in town that popular for making the Red Rock a hip spot in the west side of town. And they've got a karaoke contest going on, and you can't miss it. Just be sure to tell everyone near you that day that RadioVegas.rocks is a thing. and carry on with your bad self. I feel like I did that one. Here's one. This one. Here we go.
Don't tell.
Oh, I thought that had the. All right, we're having fun. This is clearly fun happening.
Of course.
This is what fun looks
Always.
like. Oh, by the way, this is Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. That's what you're listening to right now.
Waz.lol.
All right, so which one do you want to dive into first, Waz?
So we did quantum teleportation, which is when there are two entangled particles. By the way, science news. Two entangled particles, if you're not familiar with quantum dynamics, physics, quantum
Mechanics.
mechanicalness, then when you have two entangled particles, as soon as you observe one, you instantly know that the other is the opposite state. This can be implemented for faster than light communication. If you're just able to get these two entangled particles far enough apart that if you're using regular light to transmit this data, it'd be too slow. For example, if you're trying to talk to people on the moon, there's a big old delay. Even further out into space, like the International Space Station, there's quite a delay. And that's one of the biggest problems with current satellite internet. So on a side note, Elon Musk just launched his first, I believe it's 60 or so of these little satellite fellas that are way closer to the Earth, that are close enough and in a power range where a handheld device like a phone, you can get another antenna, another little chip in your phone that's already crammed full of chips and antennas that can talk all the way to the satellite. Where right now your phone only talks to satellites for GPS. When you're doing it on your phone, it's like the side of a building somewhere in your town that's it's talking to. But these satellites will get us all internet from space. They're closer, but you get a little further away, it sucks. So quantum entanglement, China recently showed off to us that they can send two beams of protons that went through a splitter. You know how like an LCD display, if you've got like polarized glasses and you tilt them, the screen gets dark and light? And picture light going through Venetian blinds, and you have Venetian blinds going up and down. You have ones going side to side, and you block the light. But you have two side to side ones hooked together. Light goes through. Hopefully, radio people are getting me, and even though they're not seeing my finger curtains. I'm known for my finger curtains, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
So you have these polarizing lenses, and you're able to get quantumly entangled particles and detect them from very far away and confirm that you had faster than light representation of like parallel data. I went kind of deep on this, and I can't really tell how it's like implemented for communication yet, but it will be.
I think the idea is that like if you can affect one, that effect immediately changes the what you observe in the other one, right?
Yes, but the part that I'm getting stuck on is affecting the first one, because it seems we can only affect it by observing it, at which point we discover that it's in state 1 or 0, A or B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rather than a superposition of all these states at once.
Okay.
But so if we're observing it, we just get whichever result it is from our observation. But if we can cause it to be one state or the other, that's probably the missing link that I'm missing that you just brought up there. Ta-da! So that's science huge thing right there that China was making me think of.
on the video that you guys just got a point. I was watching it verbatim, and you guys were explaining
the video we linked in our news.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was watching and you guys were explaining it, and at the end of it, you got a point. So good job.
You guys, hard
got a
science.
Pretty soon it'll just be
Distance doesn't matter.
It'll just be like that.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
It'll just be
For
like that
communication.
1981 movie starring Jeff Goldblum, The Fly.
Yes.
Yo,
one of my
classic.
faves.
We're close
Classic,
to
man.
Fly Town.
Yeah. If only. If only.
Goldblum is like, he's a legend.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Check this out. We also were able to put a telescope in a plane. I didn't have a good picture for that quantum teleportation thing, so I guess not a big deal. I didn't bring that up. But this plane thing is cool. There is this... hold on. Let me pull up this action. Drake has his own cargo plane, by the way. That's also in the news.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing with plane in it that's on the news is people keep trying to open the door of their airplane to commit suicide and take people with them. First of all, don't commit suicide. Just move. Like, go to a different area. Change your location first and evaluate it from there. Then talk to some people from there. and don't make permanent decisions of anything in life, and you'll come to a place where you don't need to consider that anymore. Sometimes it just feels like the only escape, but it's not. Move your body, and don't try to open the goddamn airplane door or take anybody with you.
Yeah.
The airplane door won't open when the pressure isn't equal. So it just won't open. You're just going to get beat up by other passengers, which happened to several people. So there's some links in the notes. So helium hydride is the chemical that I wanted to name. We've been looking so hard for helium hydride in the sky, in galaxies and nebulas. And the reason why it's hard to find is it is something like we when we detect chemicals, the way we do it is kind of like when you try to find out like where sound frequency is in like a spectrograph. Light has a spectrum. If you see like a peak in like these 3 colors, really specific wavelengths of color, then you know, oh, it's this element is burning. This element is present. So it turns out there's 2 other elements that are super common in our atmosphere that their wavelengths are like right next to helium hydride. So we can't see it through the sky. It's like way over covered by it.
It's got that camouflage.
Totally. So they put am I showing this to y'all? Cool. They put a telescope in an airplane. I shouldn't say we, mankind, human beings, put a telescope in an airplane. It looks like a cool engine. It's sick. And this telescope in this airplane went above the sky layers high enough. That's what they call them, right?
Yeah.
Sky layers. So high that this other crap wasn't in the way. And we aimed it at a nebula and we discovered helium hydride. Why this is special? Okay. Helium is like the one Lego dot piece, like that 2x4 Lego that you just can stick everywhere. It's like the OG element. It's the simplest element that you can just make all the other elements out of. And then helium is the next bigger. The 2 littlest, simplest elements, when they're combined in this helium hydride, this is an element that was supposed to be one of the first things that happened in the Big Bang, the first combination of 2 chemicals. So when the Big Bang happened, theoretically, these 2 lightest chemicals combined in the first compound, the first 2 chemicals coming together. And if we could discover evidence of that existing, it helps confirm our model. Those combined, then they combine with to make bigger things, and then bigger things combine until within a star, because stars are just element smashers. They just smash together bigger and bigger elements as they grow and go through different phases until they start making lead. Lead's a very heavy element, and you can't smash it together to make anything else anymore within what a star can do. And that's when stars start to die and supernova or black hole or dwarf, depending on their size. So I promised this would be a sciencey podcast, and we dragged it to the end, but here you go. If we can discover that, we can see in this nebula how stars can form the way we think they form. So it's a relatively big deal too.
Yeah.
Heavy science week, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say guys, I mean both genders of guys.
Of course.
All 3 or 4 genders.
Yeah.
100%.
I keep doing that one. I need to like have them change color when I've done them already.
That's fun.
Right? This one though. Ooh. Wait, and then
yeah, I like that one.
Gotcha, suckers.
Thanks.
All right.
What was another? Oh, folding PC.
That's the one I was going to
Yeah, I was really anxious to see what you thought about this.
Oh, the Lenovo Foldo.
And it's Lenovo that does it for. Is this like the first folding?
The first folding PC. You might think, well, laptops are folding. You've got this Dell Yoga knockoff in front of you, old Wazzy. Well, that's folding enough, right? No, the screen folds. And I'm talking like, have you seen the Samsung foldy phone that we've been chatting about lately?
It's folded.
It's so foldish. You guys, when you fold, you fold. And
when
Lenovo
you fold,
folds
I fold,
with you.
we fold.
Nice.
You put your hands up on my folds. When I fold, you fold, we fold.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotcha.
The best, though, is this book form factor. Because you
Yeah.
can hold that with one hand a lot less awkwardly than a regular tablet. You can see where there's like electrical tape on the hinges and stuff. It's a prototype. But this hinge looks a lot more practical. You see it?
Yeah, now I do.
So
Yeah.
there's no camera stuck in the bezel yet. But there's a really complicated hinge in the Galaxy Fold to allow it to fold without creasing. So the screen bends away and then folds like circularly, and then that little nubbin has to absorb into the crease. This thing instead has like a outer fabric part, like it's like a jean jacket on the outside of this thing. See this leather? And there's this shiny, about a 1-inch size gap. That gap gets filled in by this leather part sliding to cover it when you open the device. So it's brilliant. It sits right, this other ThinkPad fella. You know, ThinkPads, they're like play school plastic. You can like throw them at your Barbie Camaro and they'll like bounce and live and be okay.
Why do we need foldable things?
Look at this. Look at how happy this person is. Look at those happy fingers.
I would venture the question, why don't we need foldable things?
Do your fingers look like weird little claws when you type like this stock photo? Thanks, The Verge, by the way.
Like this.
Claw typer.
Yeah, claw typer.
Velocityper.
I think that if you sell arthritis medication, you should hit up the people at The Verge.
Yeah.
These people, you guys, I love you all. I just hate what you say about PewDiePie. So that's the great journalism here. Because PewDiePie is not right wing. I just hate all these right wing people taking my PewDiePie. Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting on a tangent here. Look at this foldable thing. It's great. Fold it up.
It's crazy.
Fold it up.
Folding it up.
Yo, what about this? What about that giant wall of LCDs that fell down? It was like last week.
Yeah, this is a
Catastrophe.
Las Vegas exclusive.
Yeah.
A giant LED screen fell down. Let's go to the Reddit, you guys, because there might be new details.
Where was it at? Oh, it was at Mandalay Bay.
We're going to learn and grow together. Look at that. Each of those, look at the size of this little person and all these screen panels.
Yeah.
So it was about $700,000 worth of equipment.
So check this out. I work with these things, and I don't know if you can see my cursor, but see the lighter gray boxes on the back of each of these segments? You see each of these panels, there's like a lighter gray little box on it. And each row, we're looking at maybe like 8 of them. And I'm seeing like, okay, 8, 16, 32. So maybe like 32 by 8, however number that is. Oh, and then it keeps going over here all thrashed. So it's 300, 400. Each of these 400 things, just up until this rafter where it probably continues, contains a card that's like $200. Just the receiver card. And they're like, if I were to just go in here and salvage it right here, that's like, what did I say? Like, it's like $1,000 and just receiver, just the circuitry. That stuff's okay. So if this stuff's all being thrown in a dump truck, get ready, because there's probably like, I don't know, at least $5,000 in salvageable just receiver cards that just pop right out of here that go into practically any screen.
Dang.
So just like salvage here is like pushing $10,000.
Damn.
Was this a concert?
I don't know. It looks like maybe the Mandalay Bay Event Center. Something like that.
Yeah, this unit right here is at least a quarter
It's really
mil.
terrible for that to happen.
But it seems like it was like motor failure.
Just whatever.
Maybe. I know like initially people were like, oh, whoever the rigger was might as well just like leave town.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He needs.
You can't hold this up like if this fell on you. There's no
This
like.
is
put your
This
arms
has
up.
to be union though, so that'll be interesting on that.
You bring up another issue here. Union people aren't trained on the kind of weights that you deal with exponentially with these LED screen hangs, because even if you weigh a panel, you've got heavy duty copper for the high voltage lines between them, and just one of those cables is like, I don't know, 20, 40 pounds, depending on how long it is. And these cables are strung across all these rows. So you're dealing with like hundreds of pounds of copper in addition to what you might measure for the cabinet weight. And then you have these chain hoists. And if you're not picking chain hoists that are double the load that you expect, then you don't have anything for like peak loads. So like you might be at the load that it's rated for, but you can't go over that. And someone bumps it, or like just the force of hanging each cabinet makes these spikes in the load. Kind of like, you know, if you just jump on a trampoline, you weigh more when you jump on it than what your weight just is standing. So you don't have any leeway.
For sure.
So that's how people pick the wrong weight on these chain hoists. and then they have to leave town before they're put in jail. So yeah, the thing is like just 300K. Like this was originally.
I don't
like,
know. You said so. Didn't you say
No, it was
700?
like-
this person said
He said
no. It's about
700.
700 worth
Yeah.
of equipment damaged. Yeah.
Dang.
And then like going further on, it seems like it wasn't just like it fell. It was like a slow motion fall, but just like fast enough to like fuck all those up.
Crunch, crunch, crunch,
Because
crunch,
like
crunch.
yeah, that just like it couldn't
Because
hold
these
it.
bottom ones can't hold the weight of the top ones. No.
Yeah, and then it just.
That's why there's just shreds along the bottom.
Oh man.
Oh, I would have loved to see this fall in slow motion. Oh,
My,
gosh.
That
yo.
is sheer brutality there.
Yeah.
That's
It's great though.
roughage.
But have you guys seen any of like the Photoshops done it with like? I saw one where someone photoshopped like a chick surfing on this.
Nice.
Like a wave.
Nice.
It was
Nice.
pretty great.
That's
yeah.
so great. Yeah, I don't think that these are flexible cabinets. Here's another thing. If you're
It doesn't
talking to
look like
China
it.
about getting an LED screen, first of all, have fun. Because, like, they all buy the same receiver circuitry, and they either buy modules, which are the LED screen units that form one cabinet. Because we say panels. To them, the panel could be the module or it could be the cabinet.
Right.
And the cabinets interlink, and they have their own receiver cards that are daisy chained with like Cat5 cable.
Okay.
And the modules, there's like sets of those, usually like 8 of them in like a meter by half meter cabinet. And each module is like a replaceable panel of LEDs.
Okay.
And if it's not flexible cabinets, then we're just looking at like so many broken modules that it's hysterical. Because you can't bend one and like use it ever again.
Right. Yeah.
They don't like bending.
They're so. It's
they're not
like
into
one
that.
use,
Yeah. You bend once, and then
and you're out.
and the trying to repair them is pretty hopeless too. So
Well, and this one says 300K, so that's quite the
700K retail.
retail. There you go. There you
Man.
go.
Oh boy, that's
At least
exciting.
no one died right away. I'm sure the
Yes.
person who hung that. Don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, someone died spiritually.
Yeah.
Someone's career
Oh,
died.
yeah.
There are multiple spiritual deaths during.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I want to delve into this. I didn't really get a chance to dive into this article, but it says new evidence reveals there can be a darker side to meditation.
Yeah, that is clickbait. Sorry.
Oh, is it?
In my opinion. So here's what this article discusses. It discusses the fact that some people, just like they can't take acid, they can't take a moment and really like look at their inner self because they'll like flip out and have a guilt trip or something. And that's just like
Oh.
the way some people are. So some people aren't ready for meditation, just like they're not ready to change their life or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's like a really big problem. And like, it's fun to like just pull these really like exciting titles sometimes. And I do that a lot because it's funny. And a lot of them are like funny articles. But like, that's a real problem in like trying to relate like hard science to the general population through this like scientific journalism. Is they always like fall in this like just really trying to be flamboyant with their titles and make it seem like there's something bigger, like a darker side to meditation.
Yeah.
Really,
Because
dog?
meditation is real hip. So how can we get like a horror? How can we scare tactic this thing? Real talk though, focus on your breathing. If you just can't wrap your head around meditation or want to make it more complicated or like take a class or something, just take some time to pay attention to just your breathing and like think about just count to 1 over and over again and pay attention to what breathing is like and see what happens. That's like a great introduction.
Or even not even just breathing, although that's like really like the root of where you should start. Just like mindfulness. If you find yourself really like
Mindfulness
having
is
a
good.
lot of thoughts that you don't like dealing with, or you have anxiety or anything like that, just like focus on, if you're walking, like focus on your footsteps, like count your footsteps for a while.
Maybe an empath wrote it because sometimes empaths, they get all the goods, the bads, the alls.
Just feeling
They
everyone's
feel
emotion around you,
everything
yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, and so maybe that's where it's, even though it is perhaps maybe clickbait, fine. But in my perspective, when I hear the title, I think, okay, that actually could happen.
I have a problem empath wise where if I see an injury, I get ghost pains of that injury.
See, so you're
Like,
a
I'll
hard, you're an empath.
psychosomatically
Yeah.
get the same pain.
Those
For
mirror,
sure.
mirror neurons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can't I'm sure I could force past it, but I don't need to be a military like medic or something. So I just don't. Oh, another hack on that. I love how you mentioned mindfulness, but when I hear mindfulness, I feel a little bit intimidated by trying to interpret how I apply that concept. So instead, what I like to do is either narrate what I'm doing. So like if I feel really hung up on my own thoughts and I want to be mindful and get in the moment, I first tell myself, okay, input only. Let's go input only. And I think, okay, there is data that goes into me and there's data that exits.
Right.
And when I'm doing stuff in my mind, I'm preparing things to exit. But let's take all those nodes that are preparing stuff to exit and turn them into inputs. And let's go everything input only mode. It's like Arduino's I like that. There's pins that can send or receive. So you go input only mode, and then I start to like narrate what I'm doing. If I really have to force it, if I really just can't focus on what I'm doing.
Right.
One time that this comes up with me a lot is if I'm trying to do something that I normally do alone, such as video editing, and I've got someone with me helping me with the edit. Excuse me. Ah! You always have to holler and scream if you have any burp or anything so that people suffer with you. And the schadenfreude of your suffering makes it less gross. They don't think, oh, gross. They think, oh, poor person that suffered through that awful burp. It must have hurt them. So,
I'm going to keep that on mind because I burp a lot.
Sometimes when I'm doing something with someone,
Not really.
I'll out loud talk to myself as if I'm teaching them how to do it. And like, you don't have to remember how to do this, or I'm not like literally teaching you, no pressure on that, but it helps me pay attention to what I'm doing.
Right.
Like I can tell myself how to do it because the person talking in me knows how to do it, but the person with the arms to move them around is like stressed and confused and doesn't know what to do.
Right.
Until sometimes I have to, with my mouth, tell that person how to do it, even though it's all in my body.
Right.
And when I'm alone, that can just take place alone. But with someone else there,
for sure,
there's these subconscious walls. Yeah. So I got to externalize it. And
that's
driving too. When I get into crazy traffic and stuff, sometimes I'll talk to myself about what everyone's doing so I don't lose track of anybody.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's kind of like what mindfulness is anyway, is just like an internal narration of what's going on like right now.
Yes.
And not worrying about like what you have to do tomorrow, all those embarrassing moments that just creep up in your mind that you think about all the time. Maybe that happens to it happens to me a lot for some reason, like just weird memories pop up and you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I
stuck in an emotional state?
And you're like, why am I even
useful.
thinking about that?
Exactly.
But a fun one though is with like food, like chips or something, or like a little snack that you can is just like
interesting.
Chips or
it's
jam.
like hold it, or like peanuts or raisins or whatever little snack you like to eat, a candy, whatever.
Just like take a moment to really
just like
investigate
hold it, just like feel it in your hand and then like pop it in your mouth and just let it sit there and just try to like think about like what does it actually feel like in your mouth, or what does it taste like, or
how
is
would you
it
tell
sour?
Else what
or like how would you describe it to another person? Stuff like that is like it's a really effective like mindfulness technique to like
I love that. I never thought of that.
Really just ground yourself. And sometimes that's all you need is just to like a brief moment, like a minute or two, to just like pull yourself out of all these like stressful thoughts.
Like you're an actual being.
Yeah, and you're like
breathe,
here right now.
Understand, live it. Like, it's a thing, and you have to be conscientious of it too. It's hard to get to that conscientiousness.
Yeah.
That is dead on the kind of helpful tip that I want people to get from this show. Tell your damn friends, everybody.
Yeah, friends.
You can get some of that.
Tell your friends.
Knowledge chug. Tell your friends.
Mindfulness.
Knowledge, chug. Mindfulness. That's right. There's another one.
Like a real quick last bit, because like it's funny because all these problems that like we concern ourselves with like technically aren't real right now. Like we have worries of the future, and those will be real eventually. Some of them, maybe if it's like about like a work deadline or something like that, you do have to worry about that. But like worrying about things in the past, like that's already over and it only exists in our mind. And most of the future like only exists in our mind until it actually happens. So like we're most of the time worrying about shit that isn't even real.
Exactly.
Right now.
You have to worry about, or actually don't worry about the now, just live in the now.
Yeah.
And be unapologetic about being who you are, and be conscientious of it, and learn how it kind of influences your actions, your reactions, your responses. But you still have to know that your thoughts, you create and you manifest your own damn destiny. So
Yeah.
be thoughtful, be mindful, and know that even though your thoughts, even though they're in your brain, it's still manifesting something. So you have to create the thoughts to manifest what you want out of your life, essentially. I
Like
guess.
strippers at a funeral.
There you go, bro. See? I love
Did you
it.
guys know that your present self thinks about your future self as if it's a different person that's going to have to
it
do
does.
this stuff?
Absolutely.
So
Which
whatever-
isn't that trippy?
Yeah. If you know this, then you can at least be aware that you're messing up this other dude that's going to have to be you later.
Right.
But that's the thing. But here's like, what if you don't care about that person?
That's the root of a lot of people's
Problems.
sabotages. Yeah.
Is that like you don't care about your future self because it's a totally different person?
Well,
It's not
everyone
you
is
right
their
now.
own worst demise. Everyone's their
Yeah.
own worst enemy. I mean, so you've got to understand that at the end of the day, no one's going to have your back like you do. So you have to love your damn self before you love anybody.
You really do. This is something that I noticed on a particular psilocybin trip.
Yeah.
Where I started talking to another one of me, like verbally, like in my head, like I had an inner dialogue with
Nice.
two of me, but it felt like this other of me was just totally ready to talk to me, and we were just able to talk to each other.
There's
And then it
business.
ended with like, "Hey, let's remember to keep in touch with each other later. When we can't just like
I
talk like."
love
That's
this.
awesome.
Like we got to keep this dialogue going when it's not this easy and natural. We got to
Good
just do
for
this
you.
manually.
That's
So
That's awesome.
that's amazing.
So I try to like
Yeah.
force that same state later. And spoiler alert, it's relatively easy to force yourself to talk to yourself. If you just imagine another one of you and talk to yourself, it's like that easy. You're built to do it. We're just not taught that that's okay. We're taught that like there's kids that a certain phase that you might have known where they think they have multiple personalities.
Yeah.
And it's like a common like maturity stage that people sometimes like don't ever like figure out like how natural and not alone they are.
Well, I talk to myself all damn day long. I literally do. I'm
It's helpful.
I'm that person. I'm like I have conversation. I'm literally out loud talking to myself. People are like, "Who are you talking to?" My damn self. I don't even realize it, to be honest. Sometimes I really don't, but it is what it is.
Can I take this? Wait, what were you gonna say?
No.
Can I take this to 3D printed air sacs?
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll probably be the final guy.
It might be the tail end here. We got
Yeah.
these 3D printed lungs, 3D printed air sacs mimicking lungs. See, look at that,
That's
diffusing oxygen up into that blood and pumping.
Bioengineers clear them, blow up the lungs,
Cleared a major hurdle on the paths of making lungs and
blood, air, lymph, and other vital fluids.
Yeah. No, it's pretty dope to see these things like breathing.
It is insane.
Like
I want
it's
this.
gnarly.
I want this fake lung.
Yo.
My present,
I
like,
want this fake lung.
no, my lungs suck, y'all. You don't even know. I don't have like my lungs are not good at their job. They certainly don't look this cool.
Yeah,
I want like
that's
a
another
window
thing.
in my chest. Look at that shit, like RGB
you want the
lighting.
you
on
want
it.
the acrylic tube.
Trying to be like Iron Man.
Yeah, he wants the
biggest
acrylic tube with the lung. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, So you got these DJs where there's some CG robot mimicking their DJ moves.
Exactly.
After that, I got a window in my chest. I got a 3D printed lung
You just
in my
you
piggy
just
stuff.
DJ like this.
Yes!
You just DJ
Yes!
from the acrylic tube.
DJ from the acrylic tube.
Audio listeners, I've got my hands up in the air and they're turning sideways turntables in
Like
the
a heart.
sky. Oh, that's tiring.
You're like, I'm
Yours
over
like
that.
yeah. I need something.
And
to
I
help hold
told you my lungs suck.
it up. I know, right?
Yeah. My lungs suck too.
Jeez. If there's anything that you saw in our notes that we didn't touch on hard enough, holler in some comments later, because I know a lot of you all check this out later on, not so live, and we support you too. But more than anything, support RadioVegas.rocks. Because
Yeah.
you tell our sponsors that action happened and we can keep this power on the lights. Otherwise, these lights don't light up no more.
It's true.
And you don't get
Science.
all those funny little doobie whoppers that you play.
We got
Jing,
doobie
jing,
whoppers.
zhong.
We got science. Hopefully that the overlay isn't making this. Yet I have to be so careful letting any kind of video play on YouTube because they
Things
get
happen.
crazy. What's tricky right now in this environment is say I like just whisper hum a song. The publishing people that own the rights to that song, say the artist doesn't even care, they want it, sing my song. The publisher can go and flag that song with YouTube, and all the advertising revenue that we'd hypothetically make if we were monetizing our YouTube, suckers, not monetized. Then YouTube could just give all that money to the people that claimed it before they even vet it, just automatedly.
Right.
Then I have to go and dispute it. And then my video can then get monetization after all the people that were going to see it saw it already.
Right.
Yeah. And then supposedly they will track the people that saw it during that time and give you the monetization from that. But that's if you can get the dispute to even happen to by a human, because you can dispute it. They can dispute it back and be like, nah. And then you're like restriked, and then you have to submit another time for another human to even look at it. We're skirting past that with RadioVegas.rocks by allowing our wonderful sponsors to interact directly with us. So that's why you should really, really hook it up with these sponsors, because they're letting us avoid monetizing at least this particular stream on YouTube. I do plan on doing some behind the gears. Look out for some vintage rack music equipment that I'm going to tear apart and talk to you about, talk to weird quirks and features. I'm going to go Doug DeMuro, if you're one of those car people, on some vintage recording gear. Nice. And that's coming up, and I'm going to monetize that hard, but I'm not going to, that's going to be raw original content, where this is kind of a reaction format. It's so hard to do these reaction formats and not have false copyright strikes. But we're getting so few views on YouTube compared to Facebook right now. It's like we're on that cusp. But you can help that too. Facebook, I'm happy that you're here watching us on there. But you can check us out on Twitch and YouTube also. And spread our stats so each individual stat's less meaningful. And we're shooting ourselves in the foot with that. But that's how we, hinge our bets. Can't have eggs in every basket, even if that one basket's got all the stats.
That one basket's got all the stats.
That one basket's got all the stats.
Boom.
Boom in the stats.
Yeah.
All right. How do we do this? This is oh man, I forget which buttons all right. That's how we leave. That's our closing song when we say goodbye. Hope you
are
like
free now.
Inside baseball, where we're telling you how to have your own podcast or whatever. We're going to teach you how to monetize as we learn ourselves. Because Lord knows we're not in Ferrari Town yet. But if you want to take us to Ferrari Town, contact us about how to. You can hit me up at any of the channels that contact Greasy Conversation. We get you an advertising package. It's a particularly good time on this advertising package because we're about to give away these Aerosmith tickets that are like nothing we've ever given away before.
That's
and
right.
the push behind this is just epic. You can be like Jesse Ray's Barbecue and get all kinds of extra people chewing on your foods because of this advertising.
That's right.
And yeah. Bye. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.
That was fun. Oh, yeah.
All right. We are not clear. This is all done. Shit yet. Not clear.
Don't talk shit about it.